I hope so. I hope so.
A lot of my nerd friends.
I've already been carousing, Cora.
Yeah. Have you met people online?
I've just been putting feelers out for people in Manchester about trying to join some D&D groups and stuff.
Oh, bless. You'll find a good group.
Okay then. So, in the last session, as far as I understand, the Wretch pointed you in the right direction of Gidello Mumblemire. He said that he was essentially in the underground area, sort of the offices of the Obsidian Gate. And he also gave you a sort of a subtle tip as well. Does anyone remember what it was?
Nope.
Okay. He basically said just to be wary that not everything is always as it seems in that part of the Obsidian Gate.
Okay.
And so, armed with that information, you are sort of prepared to potentially go down there or do something else, because at the moment you've got an incredibly inebriated Gesh, who potentially could be a liability.
He's a bit sharp now, thanks to the Obscura.
True.
Yeah, he's back to
I'm
neutral.
levelled off now.
And I think didn't Will's, well, this might work for now, but Will said he wanted to talk more to Wretch about that guy that they both
Yeah. That's
Oh yeah, true.
That's-
About
But I think
about carry-out.
Right. He might
Yes, that's
stay
true.
and do that.
yes. Yeah. So
Well, that's probably why he's not come down, because maybe he doesn't feel like he could do it justice because he wants to roleplay.
Maybe
He's
just-
chatting to Wretch about carry-out, and he knows that this is sort of his opportunity, so it might just be able to seem a bit too much.
I think just good.
Yeah, fair.
But it works quite nicely if he's not going to be here for this session.
You could save it.
Yes, yeah. James not being here, however, is a little bit more difficult because there's some obviously valuable information about the officey area of the Obsidian Gate.
Which
But
Enoch
I
would
can
know.
Yeah, but I'll maybe just sort of play Enoch a little bit.
Yeah,
Give you
fine.
guys information, 'cause we've got-
That's what we've done before in
Yeah,
important moments, haven't we?
If you want to go down there, you can do. But if you want to do something else, that's okay as well.
How did you leave it with the water genasi guy? He just wants tied back.
He's full on married. Yeah.
Oh yes, that guy.
Yes, there
But
is
he
something
didn't like
that I want to do.
Smoke more obscure.
And just remind
Oh,
me,
yeah,
did you reveal that she had died?
We tried
I
to,
don't
they
know.
didn't believe it.
Oh yeah. He was like,
he didn't want to
Yes.
speak to me. He only dealt with Dorwin in the end.
Yeah. Why was that? Why didn't he speak to you? You really do it.
Well, no, he was like, so Dorwin like initially confessed that Tide had passed, and he was like, oh, I don't believe it, and then I was like, he speaks the truth. Listen to him, and then the Marriott was like, you don't talk over me, and then he like just threw me out the pool, and the guards grabbed me and pulled me away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do apologise. It's not what I would. But...
I would like to, and it's something that Gesh would have had in his mind the whole time while we were here, is carouse and find out information about the Helix Hedera.
Interesting. Okay. So.
For just to remind you guys,
Yeah.
Helix Hedera are one of the gangs in Skull's End, and they are Talia Blackthorn, which is the
Yeah.
alchemist, is currently wanted by the Helix Hedera.
Oh, are you going to try and maybe help her or just?
She's asked for a bit of help, basically.
Yeah. No.
She
By the way,
helped
what-
us with Ice Devil Potion.
Yeah.
What do we think about the last session doing the
The game.
the being in character thing?
Oh yeah,
Did it
yeah.
work? Did people enjoy it?
I think it was
I
easier
think-
to then be in roleplay. I think.
Yeah. I
We
think
were
just
drunk
being
as well. I would get pissed.
us just being in roleplay the whole time.
Do we want to do that again, or is it maybe just the three of us a bit fun with it?
I'm happy to do it.
Try.
Cool. Yeah, just or emphasis on it, I guess.
Gesh has been rubbing shoulders with the locals, trying to find out some comings and goings of the Helix Hedera.
Okay.
So have you all re-met each other? We've left the Obscura den and Polana's... Yeah,
assume
Polana's
so.
still there maybe.
Polana's getting a lap dance.
No, Polana
Polana's
came
talking to
to
Daria.
us. Yeah, Polana came to us to talk to Wretch. And then I think only you two were off doing something.
Perhaps-
You don't even know what you were doing.
For just for tonight, we could say that Polana is upstairs getting a lap dance from Shmo.
I think she's talking to Carrier.
You're talking to Wretch.
Yeah,
About
Carrier.
Carrier.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Cool. So yeah, we've all met up basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where? I mean, where am I?
Yeah, we're just me and Dawn just literally here, just going
We
around
just
circles.
left you, and then now you're like fucked on Obscura, and you're all like, you've made a friend.
Soaking
There's
wet.
like this gangster guy.
Oh yeah, where? Oh, did we literally from the bar? You guys, they went to the slots, and me and Dorwin just went
You danced,
to
and then
into the pit.
What's he up to? Who went to the slots?
we were just
Enoch
by the
and
slots because
Rudy.
originally we were looking for Wretch there, and then we were like, no, he's at the Obscura bit.
Where's where would Enoch be? Do you reckon?
Well, I think Enoch was pretty determined to go downstairs when we left it.
Okay.
But he would have
he's
been
just
with
you then.
Rudy. wouldn't
Yeah,
he?
we were together.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I know I'm in the door for a moment, but yeah.
Right. So, are you basically approaching these two to try and get their attention
Yeah.
and sort of fill them in, as it were?
Okay. So you went up to them and you see that Gesh is kind of swinging Dorwin around on the dance floor. We're back.
Now you're just dripping everywhere.
Dawn's like, thank God.
And you see that Gesh is like, what would be the equivalent of like a sweaty dragonborn?
A sweaty dragon.
Yeah, he's sort of
Oh yeah, yeah. You
he's
say
like
the
dancing
it's-
around.
instead of the sweat actually appearing on my scales, I'm just like maybe like steaming is like out of my ears, and out of my eyes, and my nostrils. You know.
And then as you're dancing, kind of
I'm
transfixed to
panting.
Dorwin, you see that he looks over at the others with an expression of elation, and you kind of turn and see Enoch and Rudy
Oh.
approaching.
Well, he's probably going. Like the lizards.
Are you still an iguana?
No, I'm
Oh, I was gonna say an iguana.
But yeah, seeing you, I like turned to kind of
Just like walking towards each other like
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you turn and following Dorman's expression, you see Rudy and Enoch kind of making their way through the dance floor. Enoch trying to look a bit.
Oh,
starved and
friends!
friends. Right, Doran.
Oh, friends!
Is he a
Friends!
Oh,
Hi, Rudy.
Friends, my friends!
You see that Gesh's pupils are kind of like dilating and constricting independently of each
Yeah,
other.
yeah,
Because they're
yeah.
like cat eyes, right? So they'd be going like.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that.
kind of like.
Yeah. Oh,
moving
yeah.
around, yeah.
Right, we had some. We had some news. We found Wretch. Is he okay?
Oh yeah, he's fine. I won't worry about him. But we should probably go somewhere.
Oh, my friends. Oh,
Okay.
water.
Right.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I forgot who it is. Well, we found Wretch, and it cost us an arm and a leg, but we found some information. Apparently, Mumblemeyer is in this building. He's downstairs.
Oh, right.
Ooh.
Oh, good work, guys.
Oh.
That's really useful information.
Oh. Oh, time to go to work.
Because his figure.
Totally tripping.
I'll say, back in a moment, and I nip over to Charlie's tipple
Yeah.
and I order a glass
Vodka,
of
yeah.
what would I say, like liquid ice, like some form of
Water.
like some. I'm envisioning some.
I mean, that is something that Gesh fucked might say.
Charlie.
What's he like again?
Some liquid ice.
Oh, an
He was
Aussie.
quite like.
It was just.
Oh yeah, I'm
Just
I'm Charlie the bartender.
That wasn't Australian.
No.
That wasn't Australian.
He was just
was
like,
it?
oh, yeah, hello, sort of thing. I think.
Oh, yeah, I'm alright. I'm
Yeah.
Charlie.
That, more like that.
What kind of? Oh, Gish, you look a bit worn out, mate.
Yes, I need some liquid ice water.
Liquid ice. Yeah, one glass coming right up.
Okay, we're joking, but what I would have been asking for is like some super sub-zero temperature drink, right? That with a race that's got like a lesser constitution might fucking like freeze their insides, but it'll like sober me up basically.
Well, you could. I mean, I feel like you could almost roleplay. Maybe it gives you a.
I don't know what to
glass of
call it.
water. Maybe you've got like some sort of little herby ingredients that when you mix get a bit cold.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
chuck it in, like,
Yeah,
make it-
cool.
Like you're like, oh thanks.
It's almost like almost like a hangover remedy. but,
Yeah.
Mid-sesh.
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, cool.
Just helps you sober up a bit or something. Like that.
Yeah, cool. Okay.
And he goes.
I can also just catch a ray of frost at your head.
Okay, right. Mission sober up.
That's
Yeah.
sobered me up.
Probably good to be fair. And he goes, here you are, the iciest cold
Wettest.
liquid ice I could find for you, mate.
Oh, what's the prettiest liquid ice I've ever seen. Look at it. Look at it.
See, Charlie just kind of like walks over to another person at the bar, just kind of with a knowing laugh. He's a familiar
Completely
sight.
ignores me.
Well, no, he's just like,
Right.
he's just like, oh,
Obscure.
fuckheads.
Yeah, cool. And with that, like, yeah, I'll take out like a little morsel of something and like crush it in my hands and like sprinkle it in, and then maybe a herb and like clap it and right in and fucking stick my finger in it because I'm mix it around like that, and then
You start feeling your finger kind of.
Just accidentally makes a Bloody Mary.
Wait, this isn't part of the process.
Does this make it colder?
Yeah, true.
and like mechanically, could we say that that's like sort of leveled me out, or should we say that I'm still a bit handicapped?
No, we can say it's kind of fun, I suppose.
Yeah.
So you're already not that disadvantaged.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, if it cancels that, if it were to, well, whatever, yeah, fine.
I'm going to say that the next time you have a, but next time you have a medium rest, you're going to have like maybe a couple points of exhaustion.
Fine. Cool.
You know that going in that this will give you a cure, like a quick cure all, but kind of will slow you down a bit the next day.
Cool.
And can I ask, like, does things seem to be like slowing down at all, or is it all?
I'd say if anything, things are ramping up.
Right, it's like
Yeah.
midnight or whatever.
Yeah, by this point, after all the investigation and carousing stuff you've done, yeah, I'd say it's probably getting closer to midnight. I'd also say that, were you wanting to do some Helix Adera stuff?
Yeah, maybe while I'm at the bar.
I mean, I would say that this would be like shall we maybe do some stuff based off that, because there's actually an in-game rule for carousing, which is like you do dice rolls based on how long you spent doing stuff, or you can try and speak to actual people.
I'm happy to dice roll it.
Shall we maybe dice roll it to begin with, and that could potentially give you
And
leads
see
that
from
you could
there.
investigate.
Yeah, cool.
Thoroughly.
Okay. What stat would you use for that?
Charisma.
Oh, okay.
So you could use either persuasion or deception or whatever you think would kind of work best for you in this instance.
Great.
Did we say something about a charisma proficiency to charisma because you're drunk or something?
I was thinking something like that. When I mentioned charisma check, then I was thinking,
So that was it, because you were annoyed that doing the obscura just put you back to normal. You were like, I wouldn't have done it, but we were like, alright, fine, but your charisma's higher still.
Oh yeah, you did get.
So
Yeah.
you're not got advantage disadvantage, but you've got proficiency bonus to your charisma checks.
Yeah. Do you
did
remember
say
that?
To be fair.
Yeah.
Do you remember guessing?
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I would have done it if it was.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
I was
and
at
you get
disadvantage, and I was
yeah.
like, I want to get high because it was going to make me like Superman, you know?
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
like
It's
how I
just
was.
+4 to charisma.
No, I
checks.
do. Yeah, I do remember stuff like that. Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's not massively game breaking.
No. I'm not remembering based on like, oh, you're trying to pull the wool over. There's not
No,
remembering
sure,
I'm
You were fucking
I'm
drunk.
not going to
Just
remember. I do a bit. So.
Alright, so what am I doing?
So why don't you give me 3 dice rolls, adding on your proficiency bonus to your.
I got a 22, a 21, and a 10.
Total, like as in.
The 3 separate rolls.
Nice. That's with proficiency.
Total, yeah, with the proficiency, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay, interesting.
So maybe over the course of the night I might have like overheard a few conversations and stuff like that, or
Yes.
how would you
I would say that with those rolls, I would say that throughout the night, you only hear one mention of the Helix area.
Okay.
And this is at one point you find yourself while trying to. Let me get out my picture that I have on my phone. I've got a bit more detail of the. Where is my phone? Oh, there it is. I would say yes. So while approaching probably one of the rooms, which one? Oh, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, I'll say that at some point you end up. Throughout this process, you end up in one of the Kretsch fighting rooms.
Okay.
And in there, you can see that there's a couple of drow that are kind of in a friendly competition, and you see that they're a little bit more loose-tongued than some of the other drow you've seen. Most of the drow that you've seen in here seem to be here on some kind of business or some kind of strategy around making a bit of money. They're not here to just hang out like a lot of the other races are. And as a part of that, you see that these two drow who are kind of excitedly betting with one another on these fighting sort of little raptory creatures.
What did you say? What are the creatures that are fighting?
They're called Kretsch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They're new to you. They strike you as a sort of creature that you might find in the White Wilds based on your experience.
Would I have ever encountered them? No.
Not necessarily a Kretsch, but based on their physiology and anatomy, you know. I just made them up, mate.
Oh, fair.
Yeah. There's something I did not right now, but maybe something. Yeah. But you might have made. There's a slim. In fact, why don't you give me a nature check and see if you've heard of them? Where have I got my? Oh, there it is.
18.
18. Okay. Yeah. So you would know that the just through a bit of literature, or maybe your old Minotaur buddy might have told you that the Kretsch are
One horn.
One horn, yeah. Sort of well known in the inner lands in some of the tribal communities. They're known for kind of like doing like little small raids and like nicking a bit of food, maybe nicking a baby or something like that. So they're kind of these aggressive little raptory creatures. You notice that they've kind of got what's kind of different about these ones from other sort of dinosaur-like creatures you've seen. These ones have all these little quills kind of poking out of them. And yeah, they're sort of going at it and kind of hanging around these two more sort of relaxed-seeming drow. You overhear that they talk about how some of the Helix Hedera have been like seen mooching around their areas quite far down in the pit. And one of them just sort of says, yeah, I've never really seen them down this deep before. They always seem like they're up to something, I don't know what. So they're not members of the Helix Hedera themselves, at least by the sounds of it.
Would it be maybe if I took the information to Enoch, right, and I'd have asked him about drow talking about the Helix Hedera, would he be able to make some kind of assumption for me? Would he be able to make some kind of assumption for me about the association of these drow?
Yeah. Shall I play Enoch to keep a bit of roleplay going? Or he goes, oh yeah, mate. I don't know much about them Helix Hedera themselves, but a drow talking about it. Yeah, there's a couple of them that live down there in the depths. I don't know what they'd be doing down there, of course, but yeah, it sounds unusual.
Well, it's the closest to the Underdark that they could get in these parts, I imagine, while still being involved in the hustle and bustle of the city.
So yeah, you know what you've learned from that is that they're essentially just more active down there at the moment than they have been in the past. Okay.
James is on his way back.
Oh, cool. How's your battery looking, Cole?
I'm full, yeah, you can have it.
Younkies. Yonky Spronky. Thank you. Oh, he's dreaming?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Might grab another beer if anyone wants one.
I'll probably chill for now.
Oh, fucking vape smells well, dank. What?
Maybe have a little bubberoonie as part of the engagement.
No.
Alright. Fine, okay.
I'm
It's
joking.
not.
I'm joking.
But yeah. Oh, stuff's starting to pick up in old Robin Hood book.
Which where are you at?
So he's like fully yoinked up with the wolf. They're like best buds.
Love that. Love him.
He's like a little wolfy guy now. He's just gotten to that fucking horrible bit where them forged ones are tearing a baby apart.
Yeah.
That was
They're
rough.
forged so fucked up. Yeah.
That was real rough.
Creepy.
And
So is this all still book one?
no, it's book 2.
Oh yes.
Wow.
What are you on?
Book 2, a Robin Hood book. He's like he started boinking Molly and they're like totally in love,
Fair
which
enough.
I'm sure is going to go well.
You've got another 14 books to go.
The king is fully getting murked off by his healer, getting poisoned, or like presumably, and Shade is relatively inactive about it, which is strange. What else is going on? Oh, Burik's teaching him how to use an axe, and Verity is teaching him how to use the brain.
Yeah, good, yeah.
And I feel like it's just a matter of time before Verity clocks that he's a wolf lover. Surely, don't tell me. Because I don't know how he's hiding it. But fair enough. And I think Verity's probably going to be like, you do you, boo, because he seems chill as fuck, but who
Good
knows?
dude. But who knows?
Yes, you know. But yeah, no, it's like getting cool. Oh, and also the fool has finally started like being serious.
So, I can't remember which book is it in.
Your comment on Dave's be real. It's like just obviously not gone down well because he's just not replied to it. So Dave's got out of the shower on his be real, right?
Yeah.
And he's like his girlfriend's lying in bed and he's like taking a photo of him walking into his bedroom.
Yeah.
And Oscar's commented top 10 photos taken moments before the murderer struck.
I just think he looks really ominous, and she's like so peaceful in there. Yeah. So the fool started being like, we need to figure shit out about the Eldari. He's like, I'm from a mysterious island.
Yeah.
Where is he meant to be from an island like of like black people and he's albino? Is that the implication? No.
Everyone in his island looks like him.
Oh, is it?
So like, yeah.
I thought they celebrated him because he was a little freak.
Oh, he is a little freak.
Oh.
But they
different
all
reasons.
physically look like him.
Oh,
But then, okay.
Is
They're
it
all
'cause he's
very
got
pale.
different coloured eyes or something like that. He's got like, I don't know.
It does all get explained.
I thought it was kind of implied. Oh no, because he mentioned that the other people in the village had like blonde hair and stuff. But
Yeah, they
when
all
I
have
remember when I
nice
first read it,
features,
I was
but-
thinking, oh, it sounds like he's like being celebrated like an albino kid is sometimes in African
Yeah, so
tribes and
it's
stuff.
part of what he is to do with skin and skin changes.
Oh, okay.
But like they're all incredibly pale with blonde hair.
I love the way that they. I know we can get back in the game, but I'll just say really quickly. I love the way they have like inferred his form of mysticism through. I mean, through him saying it, but like the way his perception of the world makes any description of it to others seem so vague, but it's actually like to him it's very detailed. It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly. And it's
you know,
all
there's
to
this
do with
loom of strings of options which all converge in different ways. And he's like,
Yeah.
you're not making any sense. He's like, I really am.
Yeah, like that is literally what is happening, and I am part of it.
yeah, it's so interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, and so he told, what's the main character? Oh, Fitz Chivalry. He told Fitz, he was like, you're the fucking dude, and he's like, oh, get out my room.
Yeah. Very much just summed up the whole series.
Yeah, and that's why I mean, you know, it's always the goofy fellas who are drop big law bombs.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the game. So,
Yes, it is always the goofy fellas that drop big law bombs, isn't it?
yeah,
You?
ooh, so yeah.
So, Helix Hedera in the lower levels, Enoch.
Strange indeed. I don't know why they want to go down there. It's nothing but shit.
Remind us what the Helix Hedera do and who they are, what they do.
So,
Remind us what the Helix Hedera are.
what Thalia Blackthorn told you is that she used to be part of this cult, essentially, that have come to Squall's End in pursuit of a sort of rumoured artifact or ingredient. They're still not entirely sure what it is. That will eventually, that is said to lead to this kind of relatively pure form of immortality, which in this world, in most forms of immortality that you can access as a not normally immortal person, tend to come with pretty mega side effects and stuff.
Could this be related to the gods as we know them?
It's something that. Why don't you give me a religion check?
Sorry, laggy computer.
That's all right.
Could this have anything to do with that artifact that DeLuca, Haluk, and Dressic were in possession of?
No, that's a fake artifact. It's fake, remember?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yes, it was.
But that could be what they thought it was. It was 7.
Well,
so.
Oh, fine. Sorry. I mean, yeah, may well be something to do with it.
Could be, yeah, sure.
It's often is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, yeah, you're not going to be too sure.
Yeah,
Way.
fair enough. That tracks.
There was the Storm Gators, though.
Yeah, but perhaps if they... Well, we don't. It seems like the kind of place that has a lot of fake relics wandering around.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they're going deep into the pit, another thing you would kind of describe to you is that that's very much kind of like that deep down there's a lot of mystery and rumor in that area. Like there's something that he would tell you is true that a lot of people up top think is a rumor, which is the fact that there's this like community of were-rats down there, which are known for coming up and hassling people. Everyone in the lower levels know they come up and fuck your shit up and steal your kids and stuff.
Right.
And it's kind of like the boogeyman equivalent. But as you get higher up, it becomes more and more of like just a story.
Yeah, sure. So, can we also, Enoch, do you know much about the lower levels of this place? As in, of this place?
Of the Ascidian Gate.
Sorry, I was also listening to you something that's really funny. What did you ask, right?
Enoch, do you know much about the lower levels of this place and the kind of security it might have?
Because I've been down there a couple of times, but it's not really the kind of place that has much security. There's another slicer gate on the way down, but that can be circumvented with the right tricks.
She's asking about
No, sorry, of the Obsidian Gate.
Oh, the Obsidian Gate.
Yeah,
Fucking
sorry.
listen, mate.
I thought you just
Pay attention.
Give me a break. He says, under the Obsidian Gate. Yeah, well, that's where the Inakenzi family take care of a lot of their more secretive endeavours. It's where I'm thinking we might find the Don himself potentially. But either way, there's all manner of rooms down there.
You're Esmeralda.
Not with you, for I'm not. Very often when it's quiet. He says,
You just get people looking over from the tables like, why is that old lady speaking with a deep Australian accent?
everyone knows ladies can't be Australian. He says, yeah, there's all manner of stuff down there. They take care of shady deals. We've got the armory, old training rooms. There's also the vault as well, which I'm sure if we could crack into, we'd get a pretty penny.
Are you keen to fleece the Don?
Oh no, dude. That's not James. That's his prerogative, mate.
Is there any? Do we think
I'm
this?
keen to kill
I,
the
sh-
Don.
I shall assume you are keen to fleece the Don.
You assume what you want. I don't know if it'll be revealed at 9 o'clock.
Do we think this mobile guy is here on his own, of his own accord, or do you think are there places to keep prisoners down there?
Says, yeah, I'm sure they can put something together. We've kept people down there before in interrogation rooms and that sort of thing. I mean, really, there's no way of saying what might have brought someone like that here. If he's with Bahamut, you'd think he'd be he wouldn't be finding himself mixed up with these lot.
So we know that he's actually employed by the Inacanti family,
Oh, great.
and he lives in the lower offices.
That is what
Good
Rachel
memory,
said.
yeah.
From the notes that I took from last time.
Yeah.
Once it actually paid off.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're not planning a prison break. That
I've
makes it
also
slightly
written,
easier.
I don't like the married.
Either.
Sounds like you don't like people who have had a wedding.
I don't like the married.
Curse you.
Until me and Boyers can get married.
I don't like the married. What's it meant to be, do you think?
Don't know.
It's
Just
really
something
tough.
I balk.
Okay, so do we want to? I mean, shall we head down? We want to head down there? Like start thinking
Yeah,
about
I mean,
it sounds like it's quite close.
Yeah, as much as I like
I
want
thought
to
he said he's not going back till
stall for
9.
Oh,
James'
he's at the shops
sake,
now.
at the same time it's like, what else are we going to do?
Yeah.
Did you do your carousing?
Yeah.
I did.
Found some stuff.
I did. I got some half decent. I got some half decent. Yes, I was quite good at keeping my ear to the ground, but I still came up rather short. We know that they are in the pits more than they usually are. So something must be afoot, or they are planning a heist of some kind. But then, I can imagine in this place, when are they not?
Maybe before you go down, you get an overwhelming sense to rearrange all the items in your backpack. While we wait for James.
Yeah, all right.
Is there any? I mean, you know.
Just a moment. I need to go to the loo. I was going to sit on the toilet with my bag and like just organise all my stuff.
Have you seen that weird tweet from J.K. Rowling about how it's
What now?
how it's? I think this is an old one to be fair, but apparently like before wizards became more like civilized, before Muggles before it became like a big thing, that wizards would just shit anywhere and then vanish it.
Oh, I did see that, yeah.
It's quite a funny one.
That's
Just
lit.
weirdly retconning
Yeah.
stuff, but no one asked.
Yeah, but
Did
it's
she
like
write
why
that in
would
a tweet?
Yeah.
That's fucking great.
But it's like why would you ever start using a toilet?
Because they wanted to integrate with Muggles.
Yeah, maybe the
Is
first
that-
wizard that did it around Muggles, they were all like, what the?
Going around and Muggles for dinner and they just stand up and just take a shit on the chair. Or they just shit on the chair.
Imagine how
Then they just-
destigmatized shitting would be if
I
you went
wonder.
to the toilet with the bathroom.
It's still like, it still stinks, doesn't it? It's still like
Not
not
for
a very
long.
social thing. Yeah, but you still would like, I don't know.
You could do it just as it comes out.
Yeah, I suppose.
That's what my poo
Or
knife's
maybe-
for.
Or maybe you could put like a little enchanted portal on your bumhole so your shit just goes to another world.
Someone else has got to deal with it somewhere else.
Teleports to the Muggle sewage system.
I was thinking this. They said they use a vanishing spell. Indefinite, or wears off, or ends when you die. Like your room's filled with crap whenever you die.
Wherever you have shat, it now
Yeah.
reappears.
Oh yeah, because spells lose their power when you die.
They say that it relieved where you stood, but like, so if you're with company, you just like go into the hall to have a shit.
That's what I'm
Everyone's
saying,
just
like,
"I'm
it's
gonna
still
shit
not
here,"
super-
or do you have a blank room where you'll poop?
Or do you just shit? Maybe you just shit in your pants.
Pretty ill thought out.
Yeah, like because it's just if it's like
sat around and you know, it's like, hey, how's work today? You're just like,
Taking a shit.
yeah. Have you seen that?
and you're like, oh, it's nice and warm, and then it's gone.
Maybe I'll just wait.
Have you seen that video of the guys who are like, if adults did things that babies do? And there's a guy who's like, yeah, so
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
anyway, the other
so-
day I went out with my wife and then he's like, but yeah, then after that we just it's so funny. He has a great baby face. Anyway, yeah, I mean, you know, we could explore some. Oh, we could just go down there. To be fair.
Yeah.
Or
Alright,
start-
cool.
Yeah, something will come up and
Okay.
right, lead the way, Enoch.
So to get to this part of the Obsidian Gate, you basically kind of there's a sort of doorway through here up by the stage, and as you kind of before you initially, Enoch will point this out to you, and he says that there's a sort of a stairway that leads down into this sort of hollowed out area underneath the obsidian gate. And but stood at the door, these two kind of large orcs, basically. And you see that they're just kind of chatting to each other, and one of them like points up to the band playing, and they both kind of snigger a bit as you're kind of scoping them out. There's a bit of a crowd now as well. So, how would one proceed?
So this is two orcs, you said, guarding the door.
Yeah.
Esmeralda would probably be the one taking the lead. Just saying, because she knows the obsidian gate.
Yeah.
We don't. Alright.
I don't want to play him that
No,
much.
of course, because
Yeah.
you're like giving it away in a way, aren't you?
Well, if they're bouncers, maybe we can cause a distraction like the one that caused the bouncers to come to us earlier.
So there's a chance that I really could get kicked out. But
Lightweight distraction.
for the good of the party, so be it.
If only someone could create images of distracting things.
Perhaps if something happened to one of the band members.
Fucking hell, Rudy.
I meant like they tripped on a drum kit. No, like,
Twisting on a silence.
Untie the sandbag.
I'm thinking of something that will make a lot of noise and everyone will be able to see.
I can do that.
Rudy's already on the stage with the knife, like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, loud.
Those scaly fireballs really kicked in for Dorwin.
I could set a table on fire. Illusionary.
Would that not draw attention to you?
Plus, we don't want
Would you be
anything that's
seen?
going to get us anyone evacuated from the building.
I can make a table very wet. Or I could cause a commotion. I could start a brawl.
Just you as Dorwin.
Weighing on some dude's knee.
Just stand like this and then point a flashlight.
Any more ideas, Dorwin?
I could make
Yeah,
something.
perhaps. Sorry, a brawl might make. We need something to make them leave the door, right? So a brawl's probably the only thing that will cause a bouncer to do that.
Yeah.
But then it potentially sacrifices Dorwin.
I wouldn't need to be there.
Well, they already know me for being a nuisance, so let's say I put on a show.
I think if we can all get down there, we should.
Yeah.
Oh, is
We
that
can
what
stay here and I can-
would you be able to?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can illusion a brawl.
Yeah, just
My apologies. I thought you were actually going to fight someone.
stop accidentally gagging to get into a fight, guess.
Yeah, like the Obscura is like the dark sides of Obscura are starting to come in. The high's wearing off and I'm getting aggressive and agitated
I
now.
like the idea of Gesh being like, oh no, Dorwin, don't start a brawl, they'll kick you out. And you being like, oh no, don't worry, I can do it without you. He's like, I will start the brawl.
Hush, hush, Dorwin. Allow me.
I will do what must be done. Maybe you're just shit scared of going downstairs.
I accidentally walk over to Esmeralda and fucking punch her in the face. No.
Okay, should we just do it then? Like,
Yeah, let's try it.
if we move over to
Illusionary brawl. Which
If
so
we
we're
move-
at those doors over there. So should we
What's-
position
how
ourselves?
long is this?
5 foot a square?
Yeah.
So like.
Okay.
100 foot.
this is the
That's the den, isn't
Lotus
it? That's the
one,
door
right?
we're going to, no?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
That's the Lotus room.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
You got the doors over here.
Oh, okay.
Oh right, okay. If we go to one of these tables here then.
Yeah.
And then have the brawl happen on the dance floor.
Maybe a bit further away from.
So maybe like over here.
Over here, somewhere so they're not looking at us.
So we're sort of around this table. Or
But
we
I'm
can-
imagining, wait, they're here at the door, right?
Yeah.
So if a distraction happens in that direction,
So over here.
yeah,
Yeah.
and then we can just
This is all stage or dance floor?
Plans.
That's
dance
stage.
floor.
Alright. I just want to make sure we're far enough away, I guess.
Because
How far can you
remember,
cast
as
this
soon as they
illusion?
get there, they're going to know it's fake.
Yeah.
How far away can you cast this illusion?
120 feet.
Or do it right away over here then?
But are there
Oh,
We
because
want to
they
make
might
sure
not.
these ones
yeah,
stay to
we
it.
want it to be the. Are there, can we see other orc bouncers like?
I think
Shall we have a
somewhere around
perception?
here is fine.
Can we do an active perception, yeah?
Perception, some bounces.
Just have, I'll just have Rudy do it.
Alright.
20.
20. Okay. So I would say that kind of throughout the evening, as you've been, trying to be, you've kind of kept your head pretty straight in general throughout the evening.
Yeah.
Relatively determined
In
to.
comparison to Gesh and Dorwin.
yeah.
Or Gesh at least.
Yeah, Darwin didn't have much choice in the matter. I think. You kind of noticed that there's a number of people just dotted around who are basically like clearly trying to blend in, but are also at times you notice they make their presence known as security in one way or another.
Okay.
So you'd get the impression that that the security here, they're generally trying to keep spirits high.
Yeah.
But when issues pop up, they just seem to appear.
Right.
So I would suggest that you would probably be wary that you don't know necessarily if those two guards would be the ones to come and sort it out.
Yeah. Okay.
Which if you only have one shot at it, it might be a bit risky. So if there's any alterations you can make.
Can you do something with prestidigitation that's like a voice saying, "Oh, you guys get over here"? Can you do anything like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Just like if it happens and they don't move, then make it more compelling for them to
Yeah.
go.
Can do whatever.
Or
And,
what about illusioning a little rat or something of some kind comes out just behind them and then they have to chase it away?
hey, you need a rat.
Well, we need you. We need you, really. And if they catch you, then
Maybe let's try the brawl first.
I'm alright. I'm thinking because we need to pull them from the door. We need to pull them from the door, and if they're guarding a fucking door and they come out, if it comes out of the door, then I'm like fucking, and then they like come away from the door and we get through. But anything else that goes on, one of these plainclothes policemen's gonna fucking get involved, isn't he?
Gesh is a little bit tiddly. How about like a rat?
How about a small import pixie?
Alright, if a rat won't do, maybe a were-rat.
That probably would do actually. Yeah.
Got malleable illusions, so can do that.
Nice.
Ah.
Okay,
It's a
so
rat that turns into a little
plan,
man.
plan B is the shout. Plan
Just a
C is the
normal guy.
and,
It works out.
can you? Is there anything you can do to help us on our way?
Tell you how to
Gesh?
burn 'em.
Making us sneakier.
Most certainly. But it would help if we were in the shadows first.
Right.
Fairly well lit.
Quick
You might
dip
have
into
said
the
legend.
lotus room.
I wouldn't want to intrude on Polana and Shmemet.
I think the distraction is convincing enough. All eyes should be in one direction, you know?
Alright.
Even but for a moment. That is
All we need is a second, right?
Well, it'll be locked, presumably. How long does it take?
Is there a
now?
doorway or is it like a cloak? I'm envisioning
no.
like a cloaked.
No, it's a door.
Oh, it's a door.
Yeah.
Oh, I was envisioning like a cool like cloaked.
No,
At
no, it's
Curtain.
like defending their entire like business operation.
No fair.
First of all, do you know what the lock is, and can you pick it?
Oh, yeah, it would most likely be locked, but I got quick fingers. I'm sure I could crack it open in no time.
Right. Great.
Fuck off.
Okay. Well, I can give you some cover while you do it.
Right. So what's the plan then?
So if I make a distraction over here, and then I create an illusion of the door you're picking just in front of the door, then you'll be hidden while you pick it, and the guards will hopefully be distracted by the tussle.
Right. I know that some of them doormen are they're normally given pretty strict instructions to try and stay on the door. There must be some way to get them off though.
That would have been useful information earlier, you know.
Sorry, I sort of forgot that I was here. There's no telling how many of these, how many security there are around here.
Well, what if we do something? What if we do something more unavoidable, like pickpocket, stealing from the bouncer? They're sure to chase them then.
He goes, yeah, so, something like that could work, maybe. I don't want to like play the game for you. I would if I was like an NPC, but because I'm actually Enoch's character, I don't want to like do something.
Perhaps Rudy, you go and you
If the word rat comes up.
I'm trying to say it with serious. I'm trying to roleplay, not laugh.
Sorry.
It's fine. And maybe confront them and be somewhat aggressive and maybe have them almost take you hostage and take you back through the door. And then turn into a rat.
Well, I think that would get me through the door, but what are you guys gonna do?
Well, think of that when we get to it. Potential. Certainly a way to commence destruction.
If we could figure out who the boss is, we could illusion a boss to say, "You boys."
Enoch goes,
right now."
oh yeah, that's not a bad idea. There's I've noticed Scarbrand's been around.
Right.
He's I would just say he's an old companion of mine, but fuck, I can't do his accent.
We saw him earlier.
Companion of mine.
Was Scarbrand the one that we saw earlier that Enoch had a bit of a thing, like weird? Oh no, that was his cousin, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's my cousin. Yeah,
So Dolan's seen it.
yeah. He goes with me out of the picture. He surely would have taken over my spot. If you're able to get him to boss them guards around, we might be able to get in.
Well, I can illusion that, no problem.
Have them open the door for us and let us right in.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll try illusioning Scarbrand to come and order these blokes to help him kick someone out. How about that?
Yeah.
You may, you
might
need to like see if you can perceive Scarbrand to get an idea of what he sounds like, maybe a bit as well.
Yeah.
I'd do some kind of performance in order to be able, or with the illusion. Does the illusion mechanically cover that?
It's interesting. But it says you can like make any sound, right?
Yeah, I can recreate any voice or sound, really.
Yeah, because you can like make the sound of like a bird or a rock falling or something. So there's no reason why I don't think you could imitate a voice.
Yeah,
it's more
fair.
complicated. I mean, is a sound of a voice even more complicated than the sound of a rock tumbling? You know.
Deep in it.
Maybe they're all communicating.
Yeah, if I could just hear his voice for a moment, if I could just hear his voice for a moment, I could give a pretty convincing deception.
We say that Dorman would have overheard him earlier on.
I mean,
In
it
the
would be
slots?
easy enough to do at the moment.
I can go
You know,
there
he's
now.
sort of around the tables and stuff, and interacting with people and stuff, and chatting away.
Yeah.
Alright, why don't me and Enoch go and do that, and you two keep an eye on the door to see if there's, anything happening, people leaving, anything that might be useful for us.
Yeah, as Dorwin says, perhaps while they were taking a auditory imprint of his voice, Rudy and I could be seeing if anybody's coming in and out, any activity through the door.
Is this?
Nice, that works.
Any, do we need to do a perception if we're standing fucking staring at it?
Yeah, so with that, I mean, to be honest, there's not, I don't think there's any roles that need to be made necessarily. Sort
Just
of
watching
walking
the
up to
door.
someone in a busy place and
Yeah.
listening for a minute.
Yeah.
So, after a minute you hear Scarbrand talking in a relatively jovial way to some people around the table. He's kind of, there's the dealer there, and as they're playing, he's kind of going around and just like schmoozing a bit, And so he's kind of talking to the patrons, that's the word, patrons of the Obsidian Gate, and just making sure they're all feeling welcomed and comfortable. After a couple of minutes or so, you feel like you've been able to pick up a bit on his inflection and how his general voice sounds. Might be a bit tough to make him sound like more authoritative. with that, at the moment, I'd probably say that to maybe make a check to see how well you pull that off and go from there.
Sure.
Okay, so yeah, what do you want to do?
Alright, let's try it. I'll. Where was he? Where was he last?
He was just kind of at one of these tables, yeah.
Fine. I'll make an illusion of him leaving one of these doors. I'll get him to walk up to the guards and say, well, that always sounds like, but, oi, you two, I think I found a fella cheating. Come and help me kick this guy out. Follow me.
Okay, so with that, I reckon.
As soon as you finish saying that, Go says, cast that illusion on the door, assuming it's successful, for Enoch to then pick the lock. Yeah? We'll see how we get on with the roll.
So,
That's what I'm saying, just get ahead.
do you want to give me a? Can you give me a one Arcana and one Deception, please?
Why the perception?
Deception.
No, deception. Perception.
Okay. 29 Arcana, but 8 Deception.
8 Deception. Okay. So they only roll a 4. It's pretty good. So
Nice.
I'd say that's probably succeeded.
Nice.
As you do that, they kind of say, we've got orders from the Don not to leave the door.
I know. It'll only be a minute. He'll be right back here in a second.
He goes, oh, you need both of us.
It's quite a big bloke. I don't want any of us getting hurt.
You see one of them says, I don't know, and the other one says, we don't want to piss in Scotland off, come on. And he kind of grabs him and they sort of follow your illusion over.
Sure.
Meanwhile, Enoch slinks in.
As soon as they leave, I'll cast Silent Image to create the image of this section of wall and door, but here,
Okay, sure, like kind of perspective.
5 foot in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
So it just looks like it's still part of the wall.
Okay, Enoch rolled high on his, he got an 18 plus his bullshit. so, yeah, you see that within sort of like 10 seconds or so, he's maybe able to slip the door open.
Sure. And as soon as we get a message from him in his head, we'll just walk through this invisible,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
immaterial wall.
yeah.
So now we're all hidden.
So no one even sees the door open, it's just like, we just vanish into the wall. Hopefully that's sneaky enough.
And you're able to, and then you sort of go through, so you all go through,
Yeah.
and then you like drop the illusion, everything,
Oh.
so that thing.
Sorry.
Um,
Go on.
no.
I was going to say, I would have cast Pass Without Trace with us as we go through the illusion.
Are you sure? Just, the only reason I'm just being cautious is because...
Because we know that there's magical barriers and shit, is there?
No. All I was going to say is you're more than welcome to. Stealthing, always a good option. But I'm just being wary of, now that we don't have the long rest anymore, just your spell slots are a bit more careful.
Okay.
So you can if you want. I just want to just.
Oh, I
Oh,
see.
you've got quite a lot to be fair.
Yeah. I don't think,
When did you spend
I
that?
don't know. I think this might. Have we?
Well, we've long rested since the last time you needed to do Pass Without Trace.
Right.
Should all be.
Yeah, because we bought in the
That
new
was
rules
the-
at like the
I think-
start.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
should be
Spells.
fully reset.
We all
Yeah,
went back to
yeah.
the
I think
cardboard
get rid of
for
them.
chill.
Just 1 fucking second. I will spell slot.
You can just take them off, mate.
I could just take them off, mate.
Yeah, I think.
No, but I think it doesn't trigger us itself as well. So just... Okay, then no, I won't.
Yeah,
Sure,
save
are you
it.
sure?
Yeah.
Save it from you when
Yeah.
you need it.
If we get through and it's obviously like there's loads of people around.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there's nothing stopping you once you've had your eyes on what's in there.
Yeah.
So as you all sort of slink through and round, you're greeted by this kind of dark passageway.
Don't walk into the break room. Just like.
It's like really quite wide, and you see that there's been like tracks kind of dug into the stairs, presumably. Enoch would tell you for hello.
Hello guys.
Hi Enoch.
Good evening.
Jamesy.
Very fruity in here.
You've timed it perfectly.
You have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going for a piss actually.
Sure.
Nice. I need to cook myself some food, I think.
Yeah, no problem.
Sure. I think I need a wee anyway myself.
Do you want to order some food?
Sure, yeah. Anything you after?
No, I mean, I don't know what there is, but.
Have a little look as well.
just something easy to eat, like a wrap.
Yeah. That Damascena's quite good.
Damascena.
Yeah, I think you had it before maybe.
Is that the place that James recommended?
Yeah. The sort of Mediterranean one.
Yeah. What is foreign Brit? What kind of food is that?
Weird. Hash brown ramen.
Is there anything you are or aren't angry for?
Not massively. I had I got a meal deal not ages ago, so
Oh, sweet.
I'm just gonna go for whatever, you know.
Well, hopefully you're shaky soon. It's fucking shit.
This Athenian place is quite nice. They do like Greek stuff,
Oh yeah,
like Greek wraps mainly, like
Yeah,
gyros,
right.
shit like that.
that sounds
Well, I
like
get
nice.
it.
They have halloumi wrap, vegan gyros wrap, or
Oh yeah,
mighty vegan gyros wrap, plant-based. Whatever the fuck that means.
yeah. I'm up for this.
Sure. Or you on delivery?
Yeah, is that better now?
Just don't know. How much is it for a regular pork gyros wrap? $9.95. Same. So yeah, I'll do it on here because I can do it on there
Oh,
without my phone.
oh my gosh, I love places that fit me.
They do wraps, or they do like boxes, and they do little messy dishes. And their oregano fries are quite nice.
Perfect. Yeah.
And so their halloumi fries.
Twice. Oh really? That was so funny. Yeah, can we drink though? We really just That was so funny when you did that actually. Like when you pulled out your back. And then you did it again about 20 minutes later.
Yeah, I'll just get the mighty vegan gyros wrap, I think.
Mighty vegan gyros wrap.
Perfect. Thank you.
Would you like halloumi for £3.30?
No, I'm alright, thank you.
What sauce would you like?
Ooh. I mean, what is any of it? Gyros sauce, I guess.
Yeah, that's good to me. Anything you don't want, let us know.
It's all good.
Cool. Any slightly things, or is that fine?
No, I think I'm fine with just that. Thanks.
I thought you were getting that one. What's the spot?
Ordering some food if you
Hmm?
Ordering some food if you'd like.
My tummy is content, thank you.
Lovely.
Yeah, I had a fucking nice big whammo thing of pasta just before you got here.
Ooh.
Which are you going?
Oh, I thought you were coming out to come out again.
No, I was coming out to let you in.
Oh, thank you.
That's the what?
Oh, wait, I was going to grab a beer, sorry.
Ah, that's the what, girl.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, blimey.
Ah, yeah. Penultimate session, Cora.
I know. Scary.
And Tish is past now, so we're going.
I know. Oh, fuck.
Like, in my head,
We're never gonna play D&D again.
that prospect just, I don't even want to think about it. 'Cause that fucking sucks. The idea of me and you just never playing D&D together again.
You never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, that's life.
And like,
Maybe have to make it like a monthly thing.
yeah. Or try and sabotage some weekend plans of Oscars so we can like do something, you know, quarterly or something like that.
Yeah,
Have a
that'd
little,
be good.
to make a new character.
Yeah, we could just do like random one-shots and have a
Yeah.
new character every time.
Yeah. I am so curious to see what playing D&D with
Not with us, yeah.
with other people is going to be like, you know.
I imagine it's so down to the DM, like. I
Yeah.
imagine they just play
Tries
it.
it a lot.
Like, I didn't realise, I think I said this before, that most DMs don't write their own stories.
Yeah.
They will just refer to the D&D books, the 5e books, you know?
Yeah.
Because there's obviously like loads of really cool quests and stuff, but like, I remember because I saw like a D&D book in CEX when I was in there. I just bought it for Oscar because I was like, oh, maybe some more monsters and shit. And then I was looking through it and I was like, oh, it's dungeons. There's just like
It's
a
just
book full of
dungeons.
dungeons. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, is this? I was like, of course, this is a thing. Like, of course they're gonna provide you with some ideas. And I was like, oh, that's fucking shit.
Yeah.
I was like, he's been coming up with it all.
Also, it's a bit weird because when we first played, I DM'd with like the first source book we got or whatever, and like, obviously I didn't know like anything, but like
Oh, did you DM the
yeah,
first
just,
time?
like, first time ever. But,
Really?
Like, no one had a clue what we were doing, but like
We played for a couple of
we
hours.
followed just like a pre-built story.
Who did you play with?
Lost Minds are fun.
Tried to play with Dad and Osk.
Oh, yeah.
Dad was like pissed and any half interested.
Dad was like, this is shit, and Oscar was like, yeah, this is my
Dad was
thing.
taking the piss a bit. Oscar was like, let's go D&D. I was like,
Oh.
But anyway, but it just meant that like every time something happened, I was like read the book, try and find. So either you've got to like read the book over.
You've got to
and over
learn
again,
it,
know
and
and
know
know
it
In which
all.
case
you
you're
may as
good
well
enough,
just
aren't
come
you?
up with it because it skips the like rote learning part. Because when
Well,
you
this
come
is-
up with something, it's way easier to remember than.
Yeah.
It's quite funny
reading
actually
something.
because that campaign, Lost Minds of Fandelver,
Yeah.
I know inside and out. I know the whole because I ran it a couple of times for people, so I know everything that happens. I can run Lost Minds of Fandelver without
Without the book.
the book, but it's also like a manual like this big. There's like maybe 10 or 11 different encounters, like main encounters, and like other source books are like
Fucking whammo.
yeah.
It's kind of
They're
shit though,
meant to
because if
be-
you forget any little details and stuff, then it just
I
doesn't
guess-
make it as
I
fun.
guess it's meant to be more of like a guideline sort of thing. Like here's something you could do. Here's how it could play out, but like obviously add your own flavour, whatever, and like just
Yeah,
freeball a
sorry.
bit as well. Probably meant as like a way to prompt as opposed to like
Also,
do this.
one of the things as well. So, for example, like Curse of Shroud is an adventure module that's like considered just fucking awesome. Like the encounters are amazing, the villain's amazing, the way you interact with the party. Like it's a very good thing to do. So a lot like because everything's balanced and written by professionals. So it's like
Yeah,
the
of course,
difference
there's
between
definitely pros to it, isn't there?
yeah, it's like a lot of groups who have been DMs like the way I DM forever, like at some point, like we'll want to do Curse of Shroud or Tomb of Annihilation or something like that because it's like a pro version. Yeah,
It's just sick.
I think I'm going to have some of the bacon to see how it affects me. I'm curious. I don't even think of going and doing a Craven. I think it's thinking about just I want to see if it sets me back or if it does nothing.
Alright, I'm
Khazal.
not going to.
Well, because this is the thing. It's the past week, I would say, is I've been pretty chilling with it.
Well, fair. I've like, because Tish has been fucking whamming it recently and it's been fucking with me. And I've been saying, your vaping's fucking with me. And she's like, I'm really sorry.
She's quitting too now, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, but she said that, what, 8 hours ago? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
True. I'm gonna try.
and then she went
I'll
and
see
bought
if it
pouches,
sets me
but
back. Yeah. It's gonna be weird.
Is that weird?
Now, as in, it's gonna.
Oh, feel weird.
Oh, yeah. Everyone watching. it.
get any money somewhere. Oh, fuck you, man.
Makes you really realise how strong they are
when you don't do it for a bit and then do some like.
Even just one fucking puff.
Yeah, that's.
Fuck you.
Do I go?
No, I don't. No, I mean I'm jealous is what I'm saying.
No, I know.
First dish and now you. Oh.
It's not that good.
Yeah, right.
Genuinely.
I don't believe you. I appreciate.
I pinky promise.
Okay, but I know that I would enjoy it.
I don't.
That's the point.
I'm not that. I'm not that arsed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'll see how the next day goes.
Wait till Fergie's got a crystal bar and then I'll fucking try that.
I've quit as well.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Have you actually?
That's why I have one. Me and Will have tried to quit.
So
I've
is
quit a
it?
bunch of times, but Will's always hammering them, and so like I steal his, and then.
And then you're
Yeah,
gonna buy
me
one.
too,
Yeah.
Are you sort of doing what me and Al did initially, where we're like we'll do it occasionally at D&D and social situations and stuff, or you?
We're like.
Cora's like,
you not getting it from a bit tonight?
Yeah,
Oh, I
I was
see,
going to
yeah.
do Cora's, but like,
You're not buying
you know,
them.
Harry's got it as well, so like we'll steal a bit then, but like we're like not buying them, trying to like
You're
reduce the grade,
reduce
Yeah.
it, reduce
sort
it.
of thing, yeah.
Well, I mean, this is the thing I think that's been quite a shock for me and Al, is that we've been done what, a month and a half, and it's like still sucks.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
it's
the
the first
fear though,
thing.
you're never actually over addictions.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. As
It's
well,
so
though,
different
it's
to like anything else
I
though.
know, it's weird, isn't it?
It's fucking shit.
Although, what I found to be a huge comfort, so that link I sent you, that's got all that information about
Yeah.
quitting and stuff. If I'm ever feeling particularly like, oh, I could really do it, I read through it and I'm like, oh no, it's fine. Because
Yeah.
on it, it's like, just remember the cravings will pass and all this stuff. And having that in your mind, you're like, oh, this is totally,
Yeah.
as in, the acute cravings will pass in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like, if you can be like a bit frustrated for 10 minutes, you'll be chilling for like an hour after, you know? Sometimes, depends if you've got a tissue food in it right next to you, yeah. Anyway, so are we gonna give James a sec, or?
Well, I think he's cooking.
Yeah, I don't know,
possibly
maybe,
shower?
so let's just start.
Okay. It's just this next section it's very James heavy, but with something, but that's okay. I mean, to be fair, the next bit was something that wasn't even. It doesn't even have. Anyway, you'll see when we get there. So, yes, there's these kind of tracks which Enoch would tell you they use for like big hauls of loot if they have to bring in. Sometimes when there's no people around, they'll bring in large amounts of like.
Gold and gems and shit.
What's it like? Smuggled goods. What's the name for that?
Contraband.
Contraband. Yeah. They're like he's bringing in contraband, like Obscura and booze and all this different stuff. And sometimes loads of cash or loot or I guess you wouldn't know about that thing yet actually. So yeah, other things as well. But what I would say is, as you kind of come through this door and begin to make your way. Is that a cat over the door? Is there someone on the other side? Is that James?
Big cat.
Oh, hello, yams. Maybe we want to go there today, just because it saves you squeezing one around. Just to let you know. Oh yeah. They've just gone through the door that takes us down to the Inicanti base, basically.
The lower levels.
Now,
Lower offices.
one of the things that I would say, I mean, you'd all notice it, and I'd say it would be potentially more interest to you all than the others maybe.
How did you get down there?
Distracted the guards and you picked the lock on the door.
But yeah, so something that
Can we say that I've been to my house and got my...
oh yeah, we can do. I thought yeah, that would have been a good thing for us to roleplay. To be fair, but we can retcon it, maybe roleplay it at the time or something.
Sure.
And see what was it that you were. Oh, shall I tell you just briefly of what you would have encountered there? So when you get to your house, you see that it's been largely like around it. There's still lots of people living in the buildings they have, and you can see that this one's kind of been like almost intentionally left alone, but as a result of that has kind of degraded. And so when you go in, there's signs of like squatters and stuff like that. It's all very like run down, and you can kind of see like a lot of your old family furniture and stuff that have all been sort of damaged or overturned. It's all a bit dreary, basically. However, as you kind of make your way round to where your room was, you remember about this sort of little secret floorboard or like potentially like gap in the wall or something where you can.
Do you want me to roll to see if it's been tampered with by the squatters?
No, so it hasn't basically.
Oh, wonderful.
So you're.
That's easy.
Yeah, it's been secret enough, and the place hasn't been like. It's not like it's been fully raided constantly. It's just kind of been left to rot. But at the same time, from your understanding of Squall's End, you'd maybe assume that there's like an element of some sort of unwritten rule that they wouldn't go to that people aren't going to take the piss too much with this place, sort of thing. It's part of the reason why people wouldn't have moved in, because normally Squall's End are opportunists. So
yeah, absolutely.
You would kind of assume that maybe every once in a while the Innocenty clan kind of come here and will boot people out and just make it difficult for people to be there.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, what's in your stash?
The Sword of Luck.
No, it isn't.
So there is some like a ring with an eye on it, which is like
Innocenty eye.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like a signet ring type thing, and then that's pretty much it. Right, as in, like, there's some other minor stuff, like there's some
like old cards.
yeah,
and stuff.
Yeah, like knickknacks. Because I wasn't very, even though I was part of the family.
Dog's bones.
Loads of dog's bones. A big old man comes rolling out of my cubbyhole, and he rolls all the way home. Actually, I'm thinking more like Fat Controller vibes.
Oh, sure.
God, what a show.
You're very useful in.
I sort of like, because even though I was part of the family, I didn't have that much because it was very like sort of like, rough and ready to kind of upbringing. Like the kids weren't really shown any of the wealth. That's kind of really hoarded by the Dom for the most part. And we're all fucking poor.
The signet ring, was it one of 3, was it one of 5, or was it one of 7?
It was
one.
No, it wasn't.
There can be.
It was.
It was kind of, but I thought.
So every like significant named member of the Innocenty family would have one of these rings. Which
People within
So how
Innocenty
many,
blood.
based on what you know, how many rings would there be in?
probably about 6 or 7 in existence.
I think, yeah, I don't know here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, as in, at the moment, there would be. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, 6.
One is lost.
And just some thieves' tools, some like very, very meager amount of like probably copper or maybe some silver, maybe 1 or 2 gold or something, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Cool.
Just to let you, I'll just tell you it's information you would have conveyed.
There would be more than 6 rings in existence though.
Oh,
because
there's
it's
more
like,
in existence, yeah.
But as in just like there are 6 named Innocenty.
In circulation.
Yeah.
But as in like,
There's dead people and stuff.
yeah, but also like, it's a wide-reaching clan. There's more than just 6 people in the Innocenty clan.
Yeah.
But as in like there are, 6 important ones.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Do you need to do dinner, James?
I'm
Or should I
just
take this?
doing it.
Right. But yeah. Anyway, so yeah, one of the things that would immediately strike all of you is that the architecture here, very different. It's like actual kind of cobbled walls and floor.
Just his home.
No. That was in the past.
Oh, sorry.
This is the underground.
In the lower levels.
So yeah, these steps with this kind of minecart trail down the centre of it. All around is this. It's just this. It's very well made, very well crafted kind of hallway. And in comparison to the way the obsidian gate is above, although it's obviously dressed up a lot, and there's these large banners with the Innocenty eye and all this like kind of splendour and everything. The actual construction of the rooms and everything it's all kind of smashed together and then, you know, lick a paint over it to make it look real flush with all these like sort of regal colours and you know, like finely crafted, like artistic overhanging pieces and stuff like that, which are, you know, but you can tell that they're not, you know, they're not like made of marble and stuff. They're just sort of placeholders for what would be. Yeah. So this kind of level of craftsmanship is unusual. Dor, can you give me a history check?
Your soul. 20.
20. Okay, so you would recognise the way that these that this entire area has kind of been created. The methods in which you would kind of place cobble down in a sort of way could only really been have done through some kind of. It couldn't have been done through just physical labour. It would have been some sort of magical influence, basically.
Sure.
Why is it?
Yeah, just the way it's been crafted, the way the stone has been worked, and all that kind of thing. It just doesn't show any signs of manufacture. I would suggest that from Enoch's perspective, this would have always been something that he would have just taken for granted, and we never really clocked that it was significant. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
I think really would also be quite interested in magically worked stone.
Yes. Oh yeah, of
The
course.
idea
Stone.
that,
Oh yeah, of course.
That
Yeah.
that's even a thing. Is it like an abomination, or is it kind of cool?
Oh no, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I'd forgotten about Rudy's. About Rudy's obviously history and everything. Yeah. So I would say that this would have certainly be something you would
Yeah,
pick up
should
on
go
as
in
well. Yeah.
More impressed with this than anything that was going on in the other room.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, even what the Obsidian Gate would be quite fascinating as well. Just this like supposed stone that fell from the sky. Like,
how it managed to work it.
Yeah, and like, you know, you would have, as someone with your background and experience and that kind of stuff, you would have heard of meteors and all that kind of thing. It wouldn't be like a ridiculous prospect or anything like that, but for it to have been kind of used and moved around this way is quite fascinating. Now then, as a continuation of that, Enoch, this is kind of a bit of a trip going down this way for you. I've told them that there's this quite large, long hallway. It's very, very finely crafted, and as a part of it, they've kind of got these like tracks which you would use to smuggle large amounts of contraband and shipments and stuff like that into this sort of underground section. As an addition to all of that as well, this whole place would kind of probably be a little bit almost like triggering in a way, because one, you've got lots of memories from down here, but you also remember that it was down here that you were you were trained quite brutally in one of the training rooms down here to develop a lot of your skills. In addition to that, you also would have found that it was always down here as well that you felt like you always just. It was like simultaneously like a comforting place to be, but it was almost like a self-pitying place to be as well. It always kind of fucks with your head just being down here. So probably a bit of a trip coming down, Ed.
Yeah, it is.
Sorry, when Wretch told us that not everything is as it seems, as a little clue, I can't remember the exact words.
When did that happen?
It was just during the that was in the last session. It was like during the chat with the Wretch.
Is that like we have to be on the lookout for sort of illusory stuff? We didn't. That's as much as we got.
Yeah, he was.
Would that be information that Enoch might potentially know? That there's like.
I mean, from Enoch's perspective, he would say that coming down here was always like a bit strange, but you wouldn't necessarily be sure what he's referencing explicitly.
There's something off.
I've got my suspicions. I got my suspicions about the Tom. Something ain't right. That fateful night, nigh on 7 years ago. There's no possible way he could have known about my plan. It's just not possible. He must have struck a deal with someone. And, well, nothing in School's End comes for free. You all know that. Nothing in life comes for free. So, these new machines, the warning from Wretch, I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. We should be on our guard.
Agreed.
Gesh slaps his face a couple more times.
Enoch jumps up and slaps Gash's face.
The route, this kind of long winding passageway, is kind of lit up with these sconces along the wall, which just provide sort of just enough light to get by. But it's no, the light here is a bit of a luxury. Of course, the majority of the people that come up and down here are pretty decent night vision anyway, it's goblins and that kind of thing, so it's not a huge issue. But as you make your way down, you eventually kind of come out into this space, which is, given that it's kind of carved out of the base of the meteor, it's kind of a smaller footprint than this, as it's a layer down. But you're sort of greeted by a large circular room. All of the building, all of the walls and everything in here are all similarly made of this incredibly uniquely put together stone, and sort of dotted around this bottom floor. There's a number of doors. There's about there's 11 doors basically. Well, sort of 10, sort of 11. And in between each doors, there's
Which door is 2 doors?
Hey?
Which door is 2 doors?
Hey?
You said sort of
Sort of
10,
10,
sort
sort
of
of
11.
11.
So which one's 2 doors?
Well, I'll tell you in a minute. But in between each of the doors, there's like
Sort of door.
there's things like suits of armor and banners with the Innikenti symbol on them. These kind of purple banners with an eye embossed into the centre.
Goblin suits of armour, so did he?
Yeah, I mean, there's probably a little bit of a mix, because I think that Enoch, what you would have learned from being told about this place is that the suits of armour that are dotted around were armours that had been throughout the history of the Innikenti family had been used and sort of gifted to allies. So like one of them would have belonged to like a hobgoblin, for example, who helped out your family, and they just passed it away, sort of putting allies in memoriam. Because as people come down here, there's there's various things that you remember. So I mean,
Does any of the suits of armour have weapons on them?
yeah, I mean, some of them might be holding a sword, or have an axe at their hip or something like that.
If they're like gifted, powerful armour, can nick them.
Yeah, I mean, I would say that they aren't necessarily like
More
magical
ornamental.
pieces. Yeah, they're sort of ornamental. Might be a bit old, and it's sort of from like the old Innikenti days.
Sure. More like trophies of a bygone era kind of
Yes,
thing.
yeah. Then it's not something that's really done now anymore.
Yeah.
But you would remember some of the stories about some of these legends of the Innikenti family. But yeah, there's a couple of rooms that you
As I
remember
remarked
spending a lot
to
of.
Gesh, see that armour there?
I wouldn't fit in that. Not even with all this obscure up my nose.
That was one of the ancient Great High Elf armours. We tricked it out of him in a game of cards. Perfectly legal, of course, but
And then shrunk it.
no, it's high elf armour.
Oh, was it big? Oh, fair. Oh,
As
nice.
I said, Gesh, you need to clean those eyes.
Old saying.
Yeah.
There's a couple of rooms that you remember spending a lot of time down here in. There's this kind of specialist gambling table room where a lot of business deals went down. You were often kind of stood nearby watching what was going on and that kind of thing. There's the old armory. There's the interrogation room as well. There's one room in particular which you remember as well, this sort of surveillance room where they often have mages kind of keeping an eye on the casino.
It's where the scrying stones feed back to.
Yeah, they're more sort of like, there's mostly pensives and stuff in there. There's kind of bowls of water they're sort of linked into. There's a safe house which you never had to go in or had to use. Yeah, as I said, there's your old training room as well. There's a sort of smuggling area, and there's the grand vault as well. And then lastly, kind of one element as well, which kind of gets your head going as well, is there's the sort of Don's main office as well in here.
Yeah.
So there's sort of lodgings. Now, there's also a second floor, which is kind of like an overhanging balcony. You can see that this is sort of made out of wood and hangs over the top. There's a number of doors up there, and that's basically just various different rooms where higher ranking members of the Innocenzi family and sort of more powerful security guards and stuff like that would get to lodge. So yeah, that's sort of what you're looking at. Now, there is one thing, Enoch, so looking around in here, it's sort of really quite quiet. There's sort of lights all over the wall, and there's a chandelier that hangs from the ceiling too, so there's enough light to get by. Now, this one other thing, which is sort of a door but not a door, is almost like something that you've always known is a door, but it's almost like this massive sort of carving in the back of the wall, and you would for some reason, until you'd seen it again now, you just had no recollection of it whatsoever. But seeing it now, you now remember was this place where you, as a child, would spend ages and ages just sort of sat in front of, staring at, and it's almost drawing your attention now. It's kind of memories rushing back of you being sat there in front of it, and time just seeming to whittle on by. It depicts a sort of large rectangular structure of a sort of humanoid face that just seems in this sort of like agonized scream. And you remember, to you, it always had this kind of enchanting beauty about it in a way. You always felt like you could, if you stared at it long enough, you might see something there that's that everyone else is missing, kind of thing. You sort of were drawn to it, and even now you feel quite drawn to it. But yeah, otherwise, it's quite quiet down here. So, out of these various rooms, what are we thinking about? So there's
Telepathically, I say to
10 doors, basically.
Telepathically, I say to Rudy, Rudy, might be time for a crash course in thievery and general pilfering.
I always feared this day might come.
We'll make a crook out of you yet, Rudy, don't you worry. I'm saying so telepathically, so I'm not being that loud. How about some of that X-ray vision? Let's see what's waiting for us behind them doors.
I couldn't agree more. And I speak the word of the X-ray, whatever's bringing on.
Can I also cast detect magic, please?
Yep. Sure. So it's a 30-foot area. How big is this space? Yeah, probably maybe 60 feet across, I would say.
Something I can walk on the lower, but I can't see what's going on up there.
Oh, so I was talking about the detect magic.
Also
how is the X-ray vision the same?
30 feet.
30 feet. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as you approach each door, you'd probably be able to see.
Yeah.
So are you guys sneaking around here?
We said we'd come down the stairs into this room. Is there anybody in here? Is it completely empty?
It seems that way.
Seems empty. Okay. Seems.
I'm on the ceiling.
The ceiling's the ceiling's relatively high up, just so you know.
Well, I've gone to the wall, climbed up, and.
But will your detect magic be useful up there?
I mean,
like the balcony bit,
Yeah.
the overhang. I'm on that ceiling, not the top ceiling.
okay, yeah, that would make sense. Yeah,
smart.
Just like in the in the shadows.
Yeah,
just
for sure.
scuttling. Picture the goblins in Moria.
Right, sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think let's see what you have to say before any of us go further into the room.
And just from memory, is the Don's office? Is that like one room like that? Is it like opening like that, or is it another sort of rabbit warren? Because I'd have been there before.
Oh yeah, no, it's not very warren-y around here. I mean, we could flip this cunt over and draw some stuff out if you want. Do that?
Yeah, cool. Might be good.
I'm trying to get one of the the grey map and just plonk it on top.
Oh yeah, we could do.
Probably in the bottom of the green thing.
Like a map, though.
Might have a little nibble, mate. Yeah, thank you.
There might be a
Slide it out.
grey one if you want.
I was going to say,
Or like
the hungry
the
boy
rock one.
cooking all that.
Don't really matter.
I'm not already full.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, pretty much. So. Right, yeah, sure, Josh.
That's fine. I'm chilling actually. Yeah, thank you though.
Jason, am I just lifting the edge? Just so I can squeeze it back down on top.
See on there.
Right.
I got some pens. Had some pens. There you go.
I have an apple.
Pineapple.
Well, it's sort of coming to a, and then. Let me see.
It's a dodecahedron, Oscar.
There isn't. So
Oh,
actually.
In my
You're all tied with this as well.
Yeah, the band came with.
This just really makes me think
See?
of the bit in Simpsons where Bart's like, Rocky 4, that's Rocky 2. You know a bit of it? He's
No.
stuck and there's a tiger.
Go on, what happens?
It's just Bart's running away from something, and then there's a bit where he goes into a room and it's loads of doors and they've all got Roman numerals.
Oh,
But he
right.
knows Roman numerals because of the Rocky films. So he's like, Rocky 5 plus Rocky 2 is Rocky 7. And that's what I was going through.
So yeah, so this is the like weird door.
Is it just a big face?
Yeah.
But Enoch
It's
knows,
about 12
is it
feet
got,
tall.
does it look like there's, is it just the outline of the face, or is it like hinges and a knob on it, or is it just a face?
It's literally just
got
like
a
a.
But you know it's an opening. He knows it opens.
No.
No. But he's always felt like it's supposed to open. It's supposed to do something, and he feels drawn to it in a way. So we've got 10. So it's supposed to. Yeah, so we'll just sort of do like.
Can I do a roll to see if I'm frightened of the face?
Sure.
You know, it's some good obscura.
You're not frightened.
You had some?
Yeah.
My God.
I had some last session.
Oh yeah, of course you did.
Yeah. Still wearing off.
Right. So they're basically the various doors, and then just imagine there's an elevated balcony around the top here.
It is a dodecahedron.
Looks like to me.
Wouldn't be cool if it was
Also, isn't a dodecahedron a 3D shape?
No, it's a 12-sided shape.
For you.
Is it? What am I thinking of?
Dodecagon, probably.
Oh, fair enough.
Octagon!
So then,
You in my house now.
Is that a wrestling thing?
Fitting way.
it is a 3D shape.
A dodecahedron.
It's 12-sided dice.
Get on!
Anyway, moving on.
What's a...
DM rules, it's a 12-sided shape.
Dodecagon is the 2D one.
We're
So
coming down
Well
the
done.
corridor, following the tracks, and trying to snap Rudy out of her trance of marveling at this stonework.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to summon Dragos so that he can just join us again.
Okay, nice. Okay, yes.
And I say maybe might be best to use some caution and go about things quietly, Gesh. Not that I don't love to have Dragos around, but he's awfully conspicuous.
Well, he can be more quiet and stealthy than I when necessary.
Pens aren't very good on this material. They still work on it? Yeah. Basically, these are. It's not fucking working on it. Fuck you. Basically, I was just numbering the doors 1 through 10, just so that you know what you're looking at. But yeah, you can just sort of count them as you go. But yeah, so I mean, the first door directly to your left, that is the Don's office.
Oh, literally right here.
Yeah.
God.
The second door, so clockwise,
Go clockwise.
is this sort of businessy,
like shady deals room.
Yeah.
The third door is the armory.
Okay.
The fourth door is the interrogation room.
Yeah.
The fifth door is the fifth door.
You got a pen?
No, he's got one.
No, just
It
run
doesn't
out.
work.
Oh, where were the other three?
No. It doesn't draw on this properly.
There are 3 pens though.
Yeah, well, I tried 2 of them,
Oh.
and neither of them drew on. And they both drew on that on this thing, alright. I think it's just like they're not used to it.
What about the blue one?
Needs to lube out. You need to lube it up. That's fine.
The fifth door was never really like used for anything significant, for as far as you remember. The sixth room is the surveillance room.
Is that this one?
Yep.
Not including that in the numbers, right?
No.
6.
The seventh room is the safe house. The eighth room is the training room that you've spent a lot of time kind of
Getting my little ass pounded.
yeah. And then the hang on. So that was the eighth room. So then the ninth room is basically the smuggling den where they keep all various contraband and everything. One thing you remember about the smuggling den. Oh, maybe you crack into there actually and see it for yourself. There's something you remember about it that's exciting you.
There's plenty of things down here that are exciting me.
And
Enoch's got a job.
the 11th room is the vault. Now, you never were able to get into the vault yourself. It was always something that the Don.
Was there only 10 doors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not technically a door.
So to number 10 is the vault.
You said 11th room was the vault.
Did I? Oh, sorry. 10th room is the vault.
So this
9th
one.
room is this room.
So that's the vault.
That's the vault.
Yeah.
Cool. So Don's office and the vault.
Did you say there was some kind
Apt.
of safety house?
Safe house.
Safe
Yeah,
house
yeah,
is like
safe
over
house.
here
No,
somewhere,
it's
one
this
of these ones.
Okay.
So these suits of armour are dotted around the rooms between the doors.
Yeah, so they're. I'm going to do a big scroll with the little numbers, not too great. So yeah, there's like one.
Are you going to
here,
keep summoning Dragos?
There's one
I
here.
mean, what?
Are you going to keep summoning Dragos?
He can
One's
stealth better
on
than
the
Gesh.
sides.
Yeah, but he's a dragon. Like, you can hide in a seat of armour, mate. Ain't no place for a dragon to hide here.
Well, I mean, you summoned him now.
I summoned him. I haven't summoned him here. I summoned him on the corridor, not knowing what we were coming to. Fair enough. 'Cause
Okay.
He does not enjoy being in his
pocket.
Serenity Stone.
Yeah, and then sort of behind him and dotted around, there's these various, various banners and stuff. And as I say, there's also like a massive chandelier hanging from the ceiling. So yeah, what's the game plan?
So, Enoch's gonna, just gestures now. Not even psychic, he's fucking dialed in. Like, fucking dialed. He's gonna gesture towards to Rudy to look with the X-ray vision towards the door on the left.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the
That's
way,
what that means.
The Don's room.
Yeah.
with your detect magic,
Yeah.
at the moment you are
That's the.
your detect magic. You can sense there's magic involved with the door vault, which you've always assumed is the case based on how the Don was the only one who interacts with it.
Yeah.
As far as your X-ray vision is concerned,
Mhm.
I mean you can see very clearly into both of these rooms.
Yeah.
So, which one do you want to know about first?
The Don's room.
The Don's room.
Okay. As you kind of peer through the wall into the Don's room, you can see that it's relatively inconspicuous. There's a sort of large desk with some nicely adorned chairs. There's also this kind of large golden telescope in there,
Yeah.
which is just sort of like slowly rotating,
Okay.
which is kind of
Neat.
strange.
Mhm.
There's like a coat rack. There's also a painting in there, but I would say maybe with the X-ray vision you can't quite make out exactly what
Yeah,
it is
yeah,
of.
I think that's fair.
And lastly, there's other things in there as well, but on a side as well, you can see that there's this urn that's sat around as well.
Okay.
By the way, I saw a cool video about a guy talking about describing stuff into new rooms and exploration. And basically, the way it works is all the things they describe are potential things to interact with.
Right.
That maybe give you some information, might be something useful. There'll normally be other things in the room. So if you're like, oh, I want to like do this thing, but oh, can I grab a rug and do this? And I might say, well, there's no rug, but normally I'll be like, yeah, sure, you know. So in general, I'm not just because it saves me, because in the past I've been like trying to describe everything I can think of that's in a room. So it's better for us to tell you what you might actually like point and click adventure.
Yeah.
Unless it's something like just cool and you know.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff. And I would say as well, actually, as you're kind of
But most importantly, Rudy, the Don's not in.
yeah, the Donna is not in it.
I would crack a wicked little smile, which you can see just under the brim of my big fluffy hat.
Nice, yeah.
Yes, and in addition to that as well, I would say that you can see there's like a box kind of inset into one of the walls, which you can't see through.
Right.
But it's very clearly some kind of hidden compartment.
Yeah.
In the room to your right, the vault, as you peer through into there, you can see that there are basically just piles and piles of gold.
Great.
There's all kind of gems scattered throughout them. There's these various like beautiful stones. You can see that there's these kind of blocks of cut bags of Obscura hanging around and piles of fine alcohol as well.
I turn to Enoch and I say, that's weird, it's empty.
There's also
Enoch just shoots you a withering look like, no, it's not.
there's also just kind of scattered in among the treasure as well. There's also like a bunch of kind of ornate weapons and stuff like that as well, just sort of scattered around.
What I might do quickly is I'm going to wild shape into a bat.
Okay.
And just do a circle of the room and just see if there's any guards in any of them, or any people in any of them.
Sure. Okay.
And not even Rudy's like subtle dig saying there's nothing there can distract Enoch from his focus. He's sidling up to the Don's room office.
Okay.
Nice. Sure. Okay.
Oh,
So-
everybody.
Oh, and certainly Mumble Myra somewhat.
Hey?
I don't know if I can see people. I don't know the
Yeah,
degree
you'd
to
be able
which
to
I
see
can.
people and
Yeah.
stuff like that, yeah. So as you kind of flick around through the various rooms, the only ones which seem to have any people in is you flick around, you go past the surveillance room, you can see that there's sort of two hobgoblins and also a single goblin as well, that's kind of on a little stool. They've got their hands in these three pensives. You can see just their fingers are like dipping into it, and they're kind of like, their eyes are sort of rolled into the back of their head as they're sort of like locked into this position.
Right.
Eh?
What?
What did you say?
Coming.
Oh yeah, that's great. But yes, and then otherwise, there's one room which you flicker by, and it's actually kind of slightly harder to see through. You feel like the walls are maybe a bit thicker, and there's potentially some materials that are blocking your vision. But within,
Which room is that?
it is number 5. Within there, there's like this kind of like shadowy movement. There's quite like a lot of movements going on in there. But as you kind of flitter around it, kind of circle around trying to make out what you're seeing. Why don't you give me a perception and see what you can infer?
20.
20. So, I would say that it looks like you can kind of see the forms of multiple people that seem to just be kind of busying around. You can't really see exactly what, but I'd say it's even quite difficult to...
This is the room that Enoch has always thought there's nothing going on in.
Yeah.
Room 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's just sort of like this busying activity.
Weird shit going on there.
Yes, is it?
Sorry, just one more question. Does anything happen when I go past this?
I would say that as you kind of flitter past that room, the X-ray
It's a
vision...
room.
Well, yes. As you do,
Just seen.
yes. You would see that the basically, as you kind of go around it, there is like sort of the shape of a room, but not really,
Right.
and it's just kind of this complete like it's just like a black box
Yeah.
basically, but in the center of it there's like this little sort of like white spark basically.
Tiny, teeny little figure and it's Godello Mumblebite.
Captain of Demiplane.
Okay.
Yes, and as you continue around, there's only one other room. Can you give me the stipulations of the ring? Because I just wanted to see how it compares to this room.
See through solid matter for 1 minute,
Can I get a
radius of 30 feet. Solid objects within that radius appear transparent and don't prevent light from passing through them. It can penetrate 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, or up to 3 feet of wood or dirt, but thicker substances block it, or a thin sheet of lead or what's.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, I would say one other thing as well is as you go past the safe house
Yeah.
door, you'll also find that your vision within there is obscured.
Okay.
I fucking love soggy nachos.
Oh, no, me too.
Like when they're chewy.
Really?
Because they've got like sauce or cream or guac or something on them and they just go soggy.
But yeah, other than that, there's no other people. I mean, there's obviously various stuff you've seen within the rooms, but there's.
Yeah, I was mainly on the lookout for people.
Yeah.
Alright, there's 2 hobgoblins and an orc.
Hobgoblins.
Hobgoblin.
Yeah, and a goblin.
And another goblin, but they seem distracted. It seems that they can see. They're using a hence. I don't know if I know how that works, but they're using some kind of potion or something to.
I reckon Rudy would
No,
know what
stuff.
like after seeing like the mirror and just some of your lived understanding of magic and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
It's kind of scrying, isn't it?
Yeah, and Enoch told you it was a surveillance room as well.
Yeah. So, I think they're distracted, but who knows what they're looking at. But I think they might be our only problems. There's some other weird shit going on in another room that I'm not quite sure about. And whatever is behind that face is not something I've ever really come across before.
Is anyone meaning to leave?
So that in the distance of that room she saw a tiny little speck.
Otherwise, inside just a black void.
What was it, like a bright?
It was bright, but it was small, like a distant star.
Oh, gorgeous.
Divine.
Have you seen the
Sublime.
Sublime? That's it. Have you seen the the outtakes of that scene?
No.
Because he came up with like because that was an improv,
Right.
and so there's like
DT.
there's like
Gorgeous thing.
No.
there's like 20 other things that he like tried. Didn't really land. It was funny, but it didn't land.
Yeah,
At
and
the
then
end of the Sublime, you're like, that's
It was
good.
great. That's
I got some
fantastic.
really fried rice.
Oh, gorgeous.
That's such a imagine that if someone asked like you asked a girl like asked you out like you asked someone out on a date and they go Sublime. You'd be like, oh, yeah.
What did you
Okay.
get? I assume this is
Chicken wrap. This is chicken.
Yeah. Sweet.
Okay, so armed with this information,
Yeah.
I would say as well as you flitted around in the.
Let me think about it. So if you were coming up underneath the balcony, you would have occasionally seen, like, just sort of in the further reaches of your vision, a couple of people in these rooms. You see, there's sometimes people kind of sat up here playing cards on the
in the
table.
upper rooms.
Around the balcony, there's also a couple of people who are like just sort of resting and stuff like that. There's people doing various things up here
On the balcony.
in rooms,
In the rooms,
within
yeah.
above on the balcony floor. Yeah.
So we've got no Don, and then there's loads of people here, and then there's people there's the hobgoblin sky.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Other than that, there is no activity on the lower levels.
Not on the lower levels that you can see.
Enoch's positioning himself as far away from Dragos as possible.
Sure. I do think you can stealth better than a lot of people here.
No, but there's nowhere for a dragon to hide, whereas like we can hide in like suits of armor and stuff like that.
You can hide in suits of armour. Like at a moment's notice.
I can.
Just like clunk, clunk, clunk. You know, a suit of armour in the game takes 5 minutes to don or doff.
Well, we can teleport into it.
That's
She can
true.
crawl into it as a spider.
And Gesh is twice the size.
Batman
Piece of
your
armor.
mate.
Yeah.
No, they're a human as far as armor.
Oh, just yeah. Well, I mean, Elven, but still.
Gosh, takes 5 minutes to
Yeah. He's like.
You haven't seen anything.
Meanwhile, Dragon's just like trying to put his head in a helmet.
I guess Bert could invisibilise him.
Because one spells, don't we? Yeah.
Yeah, probably just better to let him die. I would have saved you, but I saved spells then.
Yeah, I might need them later. Yes, armed with this information of these kind of various rooms, what would you like to do?
I'd like to just go home.
Interesting. You start digging.
Right, do we think this guy might be kept in the safe house?
Enoch's already looking at the Don's office.
Going into Don's office?
Yeah,
Sure.
100%.
I know should do that comic thing of like, right, Enoch, I think he's going to be in. Oh,
yeah. I'm
you're in.
No, but the thing is, like, that's very apt because I'm so like locked in. I'm like, in my own little like fucking laser tunnel
I'm
vision.
trying to get.
I've not had any booze. I'm not even distracted by the mountains of gold. I'm here for one thing and one thing only.
I would say that
Gideon Mumblemeyer.
even zoned in, you still have this weird
Yeah.
mysterious door there.
Yeah. But
So you're aware.
there's
Okay, so Gesh got a 20 to stealth and Dragos got a 24.
Okay, nice.
Just
So just in terms of how quiet.
Yes.
where you be short stealth.
Stealthing.
If you have your stealthing, yeah.
I'm about.
Shut up.
Ugh.
No. Only grunting aloud.
21 from me.
Nice.
I'm about.
Well, you're chilling.
yeah.
And we all got really good rolls.
Oh yeah,
Anyway.
you're out of combat wild shape. That's such a.
Hey, wait, what? So what?
Because normally wild shape takes a charge, but she's got that magic necklace, which makes her not need a charge when she's out of combat.
What's that got to do with stealthing?
I was just thinking in my mind.
She's a bat, so it's just like normal.
Just a
You're
good way
just
of.
chilling.
Well, it's not normal. It's just like you're not like it's pretty easy to just slink into a corner and not be seen. It doesn't even really warrant it.
And if you're there, it's like it doesn't even if they see you, it's
No, it's
Oh,
on the
fuck,
back.
yeah, well,
Ah,
yeah.
ugh.
So you've made your way to the Don's office. Are people following in?
No, I'm like
You actually,
We came
none,
in for a
none of you can actually see me.
right.
Yes, they can.
No one else does, I'll go in with him.
Careful on them, or is there not many?
Well, having you go,
What,
baby.
eh?
Oh, they clearly sticks.
Oh, fine.
No, I think I'm concentrating on the mission.
I don't think you can see me.
Okay. So you slink into the Don's office.
Who is, sorry?
Is it locked? Unlocked?
It's unlocked.
Okay.
Remember, Wretch said, not everything down here is as it seems.
I would like to examine the urn, please, as that holds familial significance to old Enoch. We'll get to Gideon in a minute. This is valuable information, really, because the Don might keep a ledger of where Gideon Mumblemeyer is kept in this labyrinth of tunnels.
All right, let me know if you find a piece of information that's just lying on the
Skedello.
Oh yeah.
Gideon's the mage.
No, he's Gideon in my mind. He's locked in. Like, sorry, mate. I'm bad with names. You know that.
I do. So you're checking out the urn. Interesting.
First
Yeah.
off, yeah.
Can you-
Familiar, significant.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, as you go in, there's a desk you remember sort of being stood in front of, being kind of given secret orders and stuff like that many other the Inikensi family were never to know about, and that kind of thing. These memories of being there, and this telescope which you don't remember seeing in the past, which is just kind of like teetering and rotating. It's almost enchanted the way it's moving around, but it's just kind of like seems to be swaying back and forth and rotating around. And the urn, which you see is kind of on top of this just sort of standing table in the corner of the room.
How big is the urn?
It's quite large. Yeah. It's kind of like a turquoise with like gold decorations running through it.
Okay.
And looking at it now, you realise that Don never told you who this urn belonged to. They always said it was very precious to him. Can you give me an investigation?
Intelligence modifier. Investigation, is it?
Investigation's just on there.
Oh, I don't have it open. Is it
It
intelligence?
is intelligence. Yeah.
30.
That 1-3. Okay.
Oh wait, I think I might be. I'm gonna For some reason, I think I might be proficient in investigation because I'm a rogue.
You know, if you'd like a very close inspection of anything, let me know. I mean,
Dorwin, I'm counting on it. There's bound to be loads of nonsense in here that I don't understand. If you can dumb it down for a simple old Enoch, that'd be. Oh no way, 17.
17. Okay, nice.
I thought I was proficient in investigation.
So with the 17, you kind of are looking at it and you're like, I wonder who's in it. And you crack open the top and you kind of peer in and it looks like just a normal urn. You can see there's some ash down in there. But as you're kind of looking down into it, you notice that kind of masked around the exterior of the urn now that you've opened it, with your detect magic, there's actually a little slight glimmer within there. And you know, I would say that it seems like there is something magical going on with this, but it's almost like the exterior of the urn is containing it.
And I've cracked the lid. Did that
You've
release
opened
it?
the lid and it's kind of made it like almost like thrum a little bit. And the enchantment that's the sort of colour of magic that's coming off of it would belong to the school of transmutation. So it'd sort of be a bluish, a very faint bluish glow. But other than that, you've not been able to figure out what else is going on with the urn.
Dorwin, you're up. Some magic mumbo jumbo over there. Take a look at it. As I stroll on over to the telescope and have a look through the telescope.
Mm-hmm.
I use my investigation eye
Yeah.
to try and pick out minute details of this urn, see if I recognise what it might be trying to contain.
Okay. Yep. So give me the check and what that would get me.
Investigation or Arcana?
It would be either. Remind me what the does this give you expertise? Does it?
Advantage.
Advantage.
Investigation checks.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Do an investigation. You're investigating.
26.
26. Okay, so you kind of take the urn and sort of very tentatively begin inspecting it. And you kind of, do you like press it or do you like flick it? Like what do you do?
Yeah, it's
Like,
Toy
what's
Story.
that fucking no?
It's Toy Story, isn't it? Where he like flicks the little thing.
Spike it.
Yeah.
It's got a clicker, but I do it telekinetically.
Sure, but you can press it
Yeah.
if you like. Feel
I
like it.
can also just like do it with my mind because it's ingrained into my body magic.
Because I'm a magic.
Yeah, it's like a body mod as opposed to just like a glasses. You know, it's like it should be
Yeah.
controllable by me.
And so is it like?
But it visually changes. You know, it moves.
And is this on? Is this like? This has replaced your eye patch, and you've got your normal good eye, or is it on your good eye, and you still got the eye patch?
It's like they replaced my eye patch with what is kind of like an eye patch, but like sewn into my face. And where my eye would be, there's like a lens.
Oh, okay, cool. And does it look like? Is it unsettling to look at, or is it like made to look quite like an eye, like normal?
It's not super like fancy. It's like there's a bit of eye patch just sort of where the eye should be. It's like
Like sort of sewn in, or is it still got a strap?
yeah, like fused in.
Yeah,
so there's no
fused in.
strap. It's just like
Is it metal?
no, it's
Like
like more like
leather.
leather. Yeah. And then the lens is kind of like eye shaped, so maybe at a glance you might not notice, but if you look, it does look a bit weird. It's
Is it like kind of cataracts you almost? Just like this weird, like glassy shape?
no,
in
it's,
the
you
eye?
can't really see my eye. It's
Yeah.
just the lens. It's like it's a flat, you know,
Yeah, like a magnifying glass.
magnifying
Yeah.
glass type deal.
Oh, I
Where my
see.
eye
There's
would
just
be.
kind of like, but if you were to like look sort of through it, would you? Is there anything to see? Is it just dark on the other side?
It would be dark.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe in the light you'd get a glimpse of my like busted eye, but you know.
Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah,
There's a
Yeah,
couple
I
there's a
still
couple
have
of
a busted
layers.
eye.
Yeah, he's got an eye patch the whole time.
Oh.
Yeah, it's on his model.
Shit.
Some of it was hard to do on mid journey.
Yes. Okay. All right. Cool. So yeah, as you kind of flick it down and you inspect it, you see that there's a sort of like basically like a perfectly closed seal around where the inside of the urn kind of meets the external like patterning of the urn, and as you look at it, you kind of begin to like rotate it round, and you can feel that the sort of smoothness in which it rotates, there's like it's completely frictionless. So there's some sort of magic sort of elevation in there, and as you continue to rotate it around, you suddenly hear this kind of like in one side of the room, and this box that you had previously seen was unopened. Basically, a wooden panel just kind of like slides down, and on the inside of it, there's the external wall of a locked safe. I would also like to say as well, now that you're in here and you can see the painting on the wall, it's actually it's a painting of it's kind of like slightly abstract, but it's essentially a chessboard, but the only piece on the chessboard is the king. Now, lock safe. You want to have a look at it?
I was going to look at the telescope and look at the.
Oh yeah, you're in the.
But
I was doing that.
Because I've like snap. Yeah. As I'm sort of like meandering, like looking at this through this telescope. Do I see anything? Like.
Well, yes. So, as you. No.
Well, no.
I was going to say you were doing that as I was doing that.
Yeah. It's taking like a couple of minutes to suss out what's going on. Yeah, you kind of take the telescope. You don't remember seeing it before. As you grab it, it just kind of it stops and becomes loose for you. It doesn't like resist you as it's moving. It seems like it was almost just like weight doing it. And as you peer through it, as you look upwards into the sky, you can basically see like just the beautiful night sky completely magnetized. You can see all these strange astral bodies
through the smog of Squall's End.
You're deep underground. You're like, there's no window or anything.
Yeah.
So you as you look up, you're like, whoa, what the hell? And as you kind of move it around and look a bit, as you begin to like get into a position where it's starting to angle down, you see that this whole kind of visual experience of the night sky kind of forms down and falls down into the obsidian gate. And now looking through the telescope, you almost have like a bird's eye view of the obsidian gate, which you can now kind of look around with through the telescope.
Nice.
Okay.
And just as he does that, the sort of the safe like clicks, and I snap back round as fearful we've been caught, and seeing it's a safe. One hand, I haven't got Frostbrand with me.
Where is it? Oh, you left it behind.
I'm Esmeralda.
Oh, yeah.
Just snap.
Maybe you sort of the buzz of a psychic dagger begins to like form in your hand or something.
It's a playing card, mate.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's not in form. It's just like
it's just like
almost manifesting.
Twisted Fate, bro. Those gold cards.
Oh yeah, truly.
And seeing the safe sort of reveal itself, I sort of bump Dorwin on the shoulder, very gently, and say, "Cracking job, Dorwin. That's why I bring you along for stuff like this, eh?"
Oh yeah, it was nothing. Just turned it by accident, kind of. Thanks, though.
Nonsense, Dorwin. You're a fucking genius. You know it, mate. Stop being modest. If I say, no one has any objections if I have a look around, without waiting for anyone to answer, I try and pick the lock.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What do you get?
23.
No good.
Oh, I have to add to it. Fair enough.
Maybe.
It's the Don's safe, isn't it?
DC 400.
Do I add a D8 or a D10?
Yeah, you can eat the same.
Do I add a D8 or a D10? I have D10s now.
Ooh. Go on, maybe.
Is that a D10?
That's a yes. It is. Yeah. What have you added on?
I have gone up to 13.
You rolled 23.
Plus 8, 31.
Yeah, 31.
Nice. So that does it. The DC for that, by the way, was 27. So, as you begin this...
The game's adjusted DC.
Well, it's the Don's safe.
Yeah, I know, it makes sense. Just...
I try not to adjust.
I know, you said
Yeah.
It's one situation where...
I'd like you to adjust it, because I'd still probably win. I'd like you to make saves ridiculously hard.
Well, I've got here on DC 30 is nearly impossible. So, like, who's
It would
making
make
it
sense,
safe?
but it would make sense to adjust it for people with his skills, though, because that's exactly who's running around School's End.
But this
with
is
the
kind of the
ability
point,
to break
is
in.
at this level, there's not many people in the world with your guys' skills, you know?
Yeah.
There's like the
Primo.
most elite...
Primo safe cracker type
Yeah,
deal,
yeah.
you know.
I mean,
But
you know,
that's
you
me
guys
with tablet
killed Lord
defense.
Aston in like 4 rounds, so obviously you can do whatever you want. So, yeah.
I want to say, but look like every fuck.
DC 3 for you, you're so good at cracking saves.
There's $1 billion inside.
Okay, so as you spend like a little while kind of, going back and forth, there's just this intricate network of locks in there, and at some points you think you're almost about to lose it as you feel the pressure at this microscopic fraction of a newton of pressure on your picking tool in one direction. You suddenly have to adjust it another way, both daintily and dexterously. And after a little while, maybe a couple of minutes, you're finally able to crack it open. And as this kind of small door swings open, there's a couple of things in there. The first of which is a stack of about 1,500 platinum, kind of in 3 stacks of 500 pieces.
Yummy.
There's a bunch of papers, which as you kind of flick through, you see that just like in the other safe, those sort of squalls, almost like a squall's end form of currency, these debts that you can pass between different clans.
So 1,500 or 15k?
1,500, so 1,500 platinum. There are 27 bits of paper here, different debts. As you kind of flick through them, you can see that while they are all high valued for what debts are, these all seem like personal vendettas of the Dons. They're not necessarily like the Inner Kenty business debts.
Okay. Are there any names that I recognise from travelling in Squall's, or growing up in Squall's End, or are they a bit more recent?
There are, but I haven't practiced that sort of thing.
Okay.
So
I'd maybe take the ones that I sort of recognised and knew how to easily find.
sure, yeah.
I can. We're taking the gold anyway, so carry on.
There's also, you notice
Any with the association with the Helix Hera?
well, I haven't prepped it.
Yeah, that's what I-
so
but-
I'm not sure.
And can you decide or not?
I could decide. We will review the. You got things to do. You review them later on. We'll try to populate. For now, you're going to be just Pikey the lot or something. I don't know. Was there any reason to leave him?
Fuck it, yeah. I don't know.
Fuck this guy, right?
Yeah, fuck this guy. Fuck this guy.
There's
everything's going in
also
my pocket.
sort of interestingly, there's a sort of framed portrait of you.
And I say to her, I'm flattered.
There's also.
What am I doing in the
Would
portrait?
you be freaked out, or would you be like touched?
This is a portrait that was created of you when you were younger.
Yeah. What am I doing?
You're just sort of striking.
Don.
He's my uncle.
Uncle.
You're just sort of striking a pose, basically.
Yeah.
It's just like what you'd expect from the Inner Kenty. It's an old 5-year-old.
Yeah!
How would
there's-
you react to that?
I'd say, I'm flattered. But internally, you have to roleplay when we're at a more civilized encounter to find out.
Sure.
And then can you also give me an investigation, please?
I've got an inspiration point. Fuck it. Yeah, boy! 18.
18, nice.
I rolled a 2.
In the back of the safe as well, you notice there's a small button. And as you press it, this little sort of slot opens up around the side, and this sort of little contraption just kind of plonks out like that. And in it, there's these 2 vials of kind of pale white liquid.
Okay.
Fancy the dolls, kids.
you laugh, and then you know that bit from the GIF from Blade Runner where he's like. me totally. Yes, it's kind of like it's almost like it's like white paint. Like it's just like this.
It's cum.
It's not cum. Cum is like a little bit gooey and translucent. This is like
Pure white.
pure white. Yeah.
Okay.
You like to drink with me, no?
I mean, I'll and sniff.
You die. No.
Cancer.
You sniff it, and it smells like your soul is like burning with light and energy. Is the smell of it.
My soul is
burning with light and life. It's like almost overwhelming.
Does it entice
just
him?
a little sniff. It's pretty frightening, actually. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like such an intense experience. Like it's almost too hot. You know. It's like a.
Orgasmic.
It's not even like it's hard to say whether it's pleasant or not. You know, it's akin to like imagine like a 10,000 times version of like getting in a bath that's just a bit too hot, and it's like, whoa, is this nice? You know.
All right. Enoch downs both of them. It'll cool down in a bit. All right, Enoch will stop at them and maybe show them to Gesh actually, and say, Gesh, what do you make of these, mate? Let's put some of that hocus potion making to good use, eh? Hocus pocus potion making.
Yeah, give me a like what a check you'd use for your herbalism. Yeah. By the way, I was talking to others about this earlier. I'm potentially thinking of introducing like an alternate inventory system, just that's like quite simple and easy to use, but like just gives us something to think about rather than having this clusterfuck of random bullshit that no one ever gets to actually look at properly, you know. So I'll talk to you about it later if you're interested. Or I spoke to these guys about it. Al's keen. Fergus says he ain't got shit anyway, and Corey's like, meh, might be alright, but I'll show it to you, and if you like, you can use it too.
20. Dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Okay, with that, from that, I would say that this, you're not really sure exactly, you don't know what this is made of, for sure. This is very, very novel to you. However, after sort of wafting it from down here and giving it like a distant sniff after seeing Enoch's reaction, you feel like this is some kind of concoction that is supposed to, like...
How big are the vials? By the way?
They're quite small. Yeah, they're sort of thin like that. It's some kind of concoction that you assume is meant to jolt or alert or rejuvenate in some way
Or
to
revive
like
or something like
yeah
that.
to like an extreme degree basically.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I would say that also like potions and herbs and stuff that you know that would be used to somebody who's like close to death or something like that. It's also quite distant from those. Like it's a different thing altogether.
Almost like supercharged and like it's like steroided in a way. I don't know.
It's like some kind of rejuvenation thing on extreme steroids. That is like, it's just vastly different from anything you've encountered in the past.
Really manufactured in a way, no? Or
I would say
more magical.
I'd say more arcane.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that you, with your expertise in potion craft, you would have a aversion to using it in general. Like using your expertise.
I wonder if actually sensing that it's more magical, I might then hand it over to Dorwin for him to have a look at it too.
Possibly.
Um,
or even reading.
Or
Do you have any expertise in Arcana or not really?
Not even slightly.
But maybe not Rudy.
You just vibing. You're
It's
vibe
all
magic.
vibes.
Rudy's like circling the room.
That's true.
I
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
hands it to
Speaking.
yeah, hands it to the bat, just like drops it.
Waiting it out. Are you wanting to show it to Dor or?
Yeah.
Well,
Actually,
while
we can
while
go
he's
back.
away, could you just describe the room one more time?
Yeah, as in
Or is it like a one-time thing?
Oh no, I can describe it again. As in things, as in like the,
Yeah, of
the
interest.
points of interest.
Yeah.
So I said there's this kind of main large desk which has these,
Oh, of course,
really
yeah.
nice
Oh
chairs.
yeah.
We'll
Rifle.
rifle through the desk.
Okay.
That's a bat. Just like, get my reading glasses out.
So let's have an investigation then
Yeah.
from whoever's rifling.
I might not be the best investigator here, guys, but
Maybe you should stop investigating everything.
Well, what's Kesh been doing?
No,
this
no,
whole
you
time?
I'm guarding the door.
Right.
Oh, fair enough.
Dawn's investigation is
I
probably
was
If
way
only there was a mobile bat outside. No.
Dawn's investigation is probably way better than mine, but whatever. Oh, 20. Not
Nice,
that 20.
Nice. Okay.
You should probably take over with the old investigating.
Oh yeah.
Why?
I've got a higher.
I assume you're
Oh, I see. Sure. Yeah. What are we investigating?
I
Investigating.
rolled anyway because you were not here, but
Sure.
from now on.
Sure. Yeah, you begin to kind of. In fairness, I quite like it when other people do things anyway. It's that kind of more.
Realistic.
Yeah, it's more immersive, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
than just being like,
Maxi.
oh, I'm not in this desk. But yeah, no.
Also, you always do the check, and then if you're like, oh, I don't know this thing, double check with me, as opposed to just like, go in, figure everything out, you know?
Yes, I would also say that, like, if, for example, if you were checking a desk and you rolled low, like, you would draw the conclusion that there's not much in there.
Yeah.
But like, with the urn, where you detected a bit, and we're like, oh, what's going on with this? Like, that's reasonable. But
Yeah.
I don't want to just be like, oh, that's why. How about you have a go?
Yeah.
How about you have a go?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know. So, just, I mean, I trust you guys
That's
to do
Baldur's
it.
Gate cheese, that.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. So, as you flick through, there's kind of like a bit of chump change. There's a couple of gold and stuff like that just dotted around. There's like, it's like a drawer. It's got like a bunch of different cigars and stuff. There's a drawer with an incredibly old vintage of our second as well. And a couple of glasses.
Enoch takes 4 cigars
Nice.
and refills his hip flask with the amethyst.
Nice. And
Was this in the little side pocket of the?
No, this isn't the
oh
desk.
no.
Isn't
Oh,
the
do you
desk
not know
now?
what's in the side
No,
pocket?
I've missed that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the vials. No,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
Okay.
Which you are going to have a look at because they are arcane.
Yes. Yes. So flicking through them, and then you also find a book, which when you open it up is is written in like some kind of form of thieves' cant that you don't even recognise.
I can probably understand it.
Probably.
Well, Enoch's pretty interested in this, so we'll hand it to Dawn and say maybe a bit of bedtime reading for both of us. I know you get fidgety with an unread book around, but stay sharp.
I won't read it, but I'll just take a glance at like the first page or title,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever,
sure.
just to get a gist of what it might be.
Yeah, as you kind of look at the symbols initially, they basically don't really depict anything. Any form of language or anything.
Okay.
Can I just say as well that while all this stuff's going on, even though Enoch has brought the potion, I will have been standing at the door doing active perception checks.
Okay.
To
Yeah, yeah.
open.
Sure. I mean, do you want to do one? Just
Yeah. Okay.
We'll have closed the door probably as well behind us.
sure.
Nat 1.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Lose my
Which
inspiration
actually makes sense because we've closed the door behind us. So it catches at the door just like
staring at the door. It's okay, guys. I can't see it.
no one coming.
Okay. Yeah. So, do you want to have an arcane check on these little vials?
Yeah.
That's a shout actually. Rudy, do you want to go out into the main area and just scout around as a bat?
I think I let
She
you
is
know.
doing, yeah.
Nice.
I didn't give him.
You didn't come in. Oh, nice. Cool.
But I'll let you know.
Yes, I would check if these resemble anything I might have read about in my medical juices knowledge. Arcana.
Yeah.
20.
Dirty 20.
Dirty.
With the Arcana, so just to let you know, Gesh was able to, what information we would have shared is that he felt like it was some form of sort of extreme rejuvenation that was like almost quite far removed from any natural remedies that he would typically use, like it's something else. Based on your Arcana knowledge, you would be able to. Oh, by the way, I would say that there would be detect magic going on with these vials as well,
Yeah.
and they'd be glowing at basically a brief shining white, akin to divination magic, which maybe something you pass on to Doran as well. You, as you kind of sense what it does a little bit, and you're thinking about descriptions you've heard in the past and other times you've experienced divination magic and the sort of sensations that it can bring on, and you feel like whatever is in these vials is tied closely to like the sort of persistence or existence of a creature's soul.
Okay. Interesting.
Hmm.
Pass that on.
Given it's in the Don's safe, I'm gonna sweep those two
Yeah.
very close to my possession.
Yeah, you hang on to those, Enoch. They could be rather important.
For the Don or for us, who can tell?
Maybe both.
Okay.
Okay.
So, yes, that's most of the stuff in this room.
What say we?
Enoch.
There was also a coat rack to have a look at, by the way, if you want to do. With the jackets on.
Someone else can look at that, and Enoch is going to urinate on the floor.
While he's doing that, I'll check the pockets of the nicest looking coat.
Sure, yeah. You find about 12 platinum. Loose change.
Yeah, no, but when I say on the floor, I mean like
On the rug.
on the desk, on the floor, like right in front of the Don's, like where he's going to sit down.
Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Not a fan of your uncle then.
You don't even know the half. Well, you do know the half of it, mate.
We've spoken about it many times in the past already, Darwin. Remember around the campfire?
Yeah, well, it's the first of many unpleasant accidents that is going to befall the Don, and I'm going to leave. Can I try and make a forgery with a bit of paper and a pen?
Yeah. It's something you could ask Dor to do potentially as well. He's got
smash.
yeah,
well.
forgery stuff. So
And-
you would have some forgery skills as well.
Yeah, that's what I was. But
My forgery skills are best used with my magical forgeries, which will last about a week, or I can give you my pen and parchment if you'd like to hand draw your own.
I would like to add that this would be the first time Darwin's ever offered that to someone. No, I'm joking. Yeah.
Oh, I see,
Yeah. Very precious of you.
One of my shit pens.
Yeah.
Quills.
well, the thing is, though, I was trying to instill a bit of gang violence in School's End. Nothing like a bit of trouble to stir the pot, as it were. Keep the Don and anyone second guessing who their enemies are and who their friends are. Soon he'll have none left.
Well, if we're going for a perfect recreation, I can illusionate any calling card you might be looking to leave.
Well, off the top of my head, that gang that we raided, a bit low level, but probably not worth it. Might be good to set the Don on the path of destruction against, I don't know, Les Roses, the harlot.
of the layout of
The H one.
gangs.
Oh yeah, it's not a gang. It's just
What was the name of that gang that you were
The
investigating?
Helix Hedera.
The Helix there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not really a gang. They're like a sort of secret little cult.
Sure.
But they are known of by some of the Don would know who they are.
Yeah. I don't know, guys. Les Roses is a bit on the nose, but certainly gets the message home that you know the laws of School's End have been broken. Perhaps the Don has done something. Perhaps not. There are schemes going on in the background, so he might take it as a fair, exacting price. Might cover our tracks quite nicely.
Yeah, I think throwing them off our scent is a good idea. I know he's not aware that you're here, but any risk aversion suits me nicely.
Stick it in the group chat.
Thought you'd approve, Dor. You don't know what the Helix Hedera calling card looks like, do you?
Also, now that we know the
Sorry, the Les Roses calling card.
Also, now that we know that Don's quite into his divination, he's got this, space spyglass so he can spy on the whole city with. I think I must be extra cautious in trying not to reveal ourselves.
Absolutely. Say, Dor, can you conjure a rose for us?
Not a permanent one. I can draw a picture of a rose.
Good enough for me.
It just means nothing to the Don. Like, oh, that's nice.
That sounds like piss.
Good enough for me. And you make a rose on a bit of paper.
Oh, yeah, I'll use my illusory script.
To trace it.
Or, yeah, I'll just fucking draw it actually. Yeah, why are we using magic to do a drawing?
Alright, well, I've got quite good forgery skills, so if
Do
you're
that
doing
then,
it,
yeah, if you don't want any-
I'll forge the rose.
I'd say something like that would normally be sort of dex based anyway, like a drawing, bit of intelligence, bit of dex, but you can go dex in this instance.
So I rolled
Just don't add your proficiency, just add your dex on.
21.
Anyone?
Yeah, nice. That's pretty bitchin'. Like
Pitch and rose.
Right.
I'm just
I
gonna.
love the idea that Leo Roses would go and piss all over his room. He's like, high and mighty archmages. Just like, all women are sort of just like, so good.
Might be a contractor, mate. You don't know.
True.
No one's suggesting that a high archmage is sneaking around. They hire a proper rogue for that nonsense. Piss is my own personal calling card.
That worse was Enoch.
My nephew.
Old piss boy.
I don't recognise this taste anywhere.
Yeah, so it's like just like propped up in the safe.
Yeah.
Just and then I shut the safe, and can I, can we make the safe go invisible again? Like,
Well, it's
trapped
just
it-
behind a wooden slider shutter, basically.
Oh, we'll slide it back then.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, nice.
Nice. What's what are other peeps up to at the moment?
So just say I've got a balance point for you.
Oh, sure.
But like 10 minutes if you want to do a quick colour thing.
Yeah. Well, I can introduce the next sort of little section maybe. So as you guys kind of feeling like you've sort of done what you can in here, as you step out, despite the fact that you've all felt like you've been really rather stealthed, you see that there's a large orcish fella who's just kind of sort of stood outside.
What was I doing this whole time?
Oh yeah, so you would have seen basically.
Rudy!
So he's come out just as the party come out, so it's not having something. So you would be able to
Yeah.
So
But
much
you're
fun.
fussing around.
Yeah.
But yeah, so as you're sort of
You had one job, Rudy.
I know, I'm just staring at the face like, oh.
as you're sort of fluttering around and probably Gesh first out, followed by Enoch and Dorwin. And Pilana will be on her way soon.
Time to get in that armour.
Sorry.
And then I'll just get
Please
the
say you
random
have
guy
an
now.
animate object spell.
Don't think so.
What for the armour?
Yeah, that'd be so dope.
From what you saw, Rudy,
Yeah.
is just as these guys stepped out, you would have heard this little sound as somebody kind of came off from the balcony. Oh, by the way, I would say that there's probably maybe stairs like here and here that kind of go over the doors just as well. I didn't mention that because obviously there's a way up and down. And some going this way too. You're on the stairs at the moment.
Cool.
Looking around. And that kind of leads up to the balcony, obviously. He essentially kind of came out from one of the doors up here, stepped on the like banister, and sort of came off. But you notice that as he came down, he sort of almost like half floated down,
Right.
and he sort of stood there. And you see that he's an orc. He's got his hands behind his back, and he's kind of wearing this like. This sort of like large fur coat, but you can see that underneath he's got all this different armour on and everything. And as you guys step out, he just says, "All right then, hold it there. That's enough. That's enough little games from you." And yeah.
Guys, there's someone here.
Do we know what Godello Mumblemeyer looks like?
What you know is he's a gnome.
Did Wretch give him the only information that Wretch gave us about what it looked like was he was a gnome?
No, you already knew he was a gnome.
So Wretch didn't tell us anything about what he looks like.
No.
Again,
But-
useless.
There's not many gnomes in Squall's End.
Right.
As in like it's not a deep gnome, it's just a regular gnome.
Just a gnome. But this is this is an orc.
This is an orc, yeah. And are you continuing to circle round, by the way?
I had thought I was, yeah.
Can I ask you to make a perception check? 22. Okay.
Nice.
All right. So I'll tell you in a minute. But as he sort of says that, what do you guys say? He says, "That's enough of your silly little games." Does anyone say anything?
Oh, I do apologise. We seem to have got lost.
He says, do you want to roll a deception?
Says, oh, fair enough.
oh, sorry, my bad.
Oh, no, just carry on.
And as I'm saying that, I say, "Go on, Rudy, fucking get the drop on him."
What
Grey.
colour is his skin, by the way? Because I'm
Green.
Oh, yeah, but what shade?
Like kind of a quite deep green, like a dark green, slightly low
It's just
contrast.
fucking sick if he's got armour and a fucking thick.
What'd you get?
25. 15.
I thought it was the bathroom.
Well, you see, so I would consider this check nearly impossible.
Yeah,
So it's not quite good.
yeah.
You see that there's like a flash of doubt for a second in the guy's
And
eyes.
all of that needs when he like relaxes his grip slightly on his armour. Rudy's fucking handsome.
Yeah. Everyone knows you need to concentrate on your arm for it to be.
No, sorry, his weapon.
Oh, his weapon shot. And he just sort of says, "Ugh, don't get smart." And he says, "Boys!" And as he does, you see that a number of all the doors above kind of open and just swarms of people come out, basically.
The above rooms.
Yes, up here, and you see that the number of them come running down the stairs. I won't get them all out because we'll waste time for you to go. But there's maybe like sort of 8 either side of him, and so that's 16, and then there's maybe like an additional 30 or so all around the top of the balcony, all with sort of like crossbows at the ready and stuff like that, and they're all pointing down at you. Now, with your perception check,
Yeah.
one thing that you notice as you swung round towards the back of him is that his hands like this that he has behind his back, you see that each of his hands is actually on backwards. So his hands, instead of pointing out like this,
Yeah.
are like this, but his arms are still the right way around.
Is there any visible scarring?
Nope.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, he's got gloves on, so you can't see underneath
But it's
anyway.
just obviously the wrong. Yeah.
So his left's on his right, his right's on his left from the way.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh, right hand, left hand.
If you took them like that and put this one there, yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Like, just imagine this, but this is facing that way instead. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll pause there.
So, yeah.
Right. But
Is that-
So it'd be going like this. Whoa.
Imagine trying to swear.
Fuck you.
Okay, well, fuck.